Now, that is a good weekend tune. Good afternoon, one and all. I'm finally back. Apologies. I know. It's been a little bit quiet. Very busy times. Let's just say it like that. Starting a new business tends to take up a lot of your time. And unexpectedly, I'm going to start a new business. So yeah, that has been a bit of a time consumer getting that all online. My hopes is in the coming weeks, it's a bit less chaotic on the setup so that I'll have more time for you guys, because I like to balance those things out. It's nice to have the things on the go, but it's happening for the third time. Dude, after I raided through, apparently they got one game done and technical issues throughout. So we are doing it again. We are running it back again. Marine Lord versus Vortex Grand Finals here for the Opposers World Cup. And it will be a complete reset, I'm glad to say. So, what happened previously does not matter. It's going to start from 0-0, which means we are guaranteed at least, bare minimum, 4 games between these two. But it could easily go all the way up to 7. Draft already complete on the maps. We have got gorgeous starting map. Moving out in Socotra is the band. So Holy Island, Three Little Pigs, Coastal Cliffs, Phrygian Marshes, Lipany, and Dry Arabia all on the menu. Boys are now underway with the Civ draft. Opening pick is going to be from Malians. Sengoku getting banned. Sengoku that are going to be getting nerfed, guys. No, they really aren't. Batch note video is live on the YouTube side, so be sure to catch it later if you haven't. We go into a little bit of depth on that. Interesting times ahead. The devs are clearly trying to slightly push you back into those 2 TC booms. Maybe that's the dev for Sengoku, but I highly doubt it. Golden Horde coming out as an early pick here. This is really kind of a Vortex thing. Maybe 1 or 2 other players that put it in the first 2 picks, but I feel like a lot of players are drafting Golden Horde more like 3rd, 4th. Sometimes 5th. The thing with Golden Horde, by the way, it's going to be getting nerfed, but the nerfing doesn't really make sense based on pro play. It's actually based on casual play. Casuals are still struggling with Tordagut the same way that they struggle with the Gilded Men-at-Arms. At pro play, it's a bottom 5 Civ. Well, actually, no. Pro play, bottom 8 Civ, and then in ranked Conk Plus, it's a bottom 5. Yes, they will be replaying the entire series. Gonna bike ride your kid? Maybe I'll push him off so I come back. Dude, wait, no. Like, this is an easy solution. What is it? Bike with lots of phones. Just do this. Just do this on your kid's bike. That also gets me like an extra 40 viewers. All right, this is a strategy. It's easy. You don't have to be pulled up on child abuse charges. I mean, then again, like irradiating his eyeballs with this many iPhones might cause problems. But I don't know. That's your kid. You figure it out. The YouTube stream? YouTube should be live. YouTube is definitely live. Is it not public? I mean, it's right there. But it's streaming to no one. What? That's new. I've never seen that before. Is YouTube just breaking? Is it private? Oh, it's private. Why is it private? All right, well, there you go. It's public now. Lol? Whatever. Stay on Twitch. Easy. I don't know why I'd done that. Basically, I imported features from the previous live stream, which was definitely public. Thank you for that. Appreciate you coming. All right, draft-wise, Macedonians, dude, Vortex. I feel like Vortex and Unsigned draft really similarly, actually, because Anno usually goes for French early, and then Golden Horde Macedonian super early, too. 2 Tukes are going to be in the hands of Vortex. Does mean he forfeits the Knights Templar. Jean d'Arc as a priority is kind of interesting pick here. Or because of, like, maybe because of Shushi. Maybe Ibits? Why anyone would ever want to live stream private? There are reasons. So like, actually, it's not many good reasons. Technically, you could ingest a live stream to broadcast to broadcasters, but usually you'd use an unlisted for that. But you could use a private, and then you could add them in the permissions board if it was super exclusive and you were worried about things leaking out. Private afterwards makes sense. Like I made the fudged up Monday one, the second remake a private because I was just like, it's a waste of people's time, you know. Go up to 35 kilometers? Sheesh. I'll pass on that. Oh, I didn't tell you guys the news. I can drive now. Passed first time. So I've got my driving license already arrived. I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to get doxxed. But yeah, Emma's car is atrocious. I miss the car I learned in. Her clutch is like non-existent. You just like you go down, and then as you come up, it's like, okay, that's the bite. We should be good there. And then the car just stalls if you aren't already flooring on the gas. Whereas like the car I learned in, you could accelerate, like you could get moving with just the clutch and only need the clutch. Bloody annoying is what it is. I need to get oil money and then I can just buy one of those electric cars, which is the way actually just saying that that's so dumb. Yes, I need oil money so that I can buy non-oil product. Oh, that's brilliant. No HRE? Yeah, it's because they like winning, lol. Dude, Vortex used HRE before we completely reset, and it got completely throttled. The fact that he managed to get Sengoku through is wild, though. Like, yeah, he gives up China, but I feel like you're probably more happy with this, no? Sengoku, maybe a little bit weak on Free Little Pigs. I don't think there's as much resource value there. Yeah, I don't think, like, Free Little Pigs is great as map for them, whereas China loves that map. But Sengoku fits a bunch of these other ones, like Coastal Gorge, Snippety, Dry Arabia, Frisian Marshes even works pretty well. But let's see what the boyos are going to be drafting up for G1. So Gorge, right? Yeah, Gorge is going to be China, Golden Horde prioritized as the snipe. So French versus Iabid's coming in G1. Used to be that this was just a trash matchup, full stop for French, but French players have gotten really good at navigating the early game and just getting into hyper late. And like once you get that guild hall rolling, pressure's on the other side. Dude, gamble on how many games are gonna crash? That's right. Like, dude, every time what you do is like you pay out based on the crash winner. Like, well, clearly Marine Law didn't crash in this one, so he gets the... Oh, well, clearly Vortex is the one that got kicked, so... French is never struggling? Nah, they just boom up too easily. 2TC Enjoyer must be doing cartwheels if he bothered to watch my video on the latest patch notes. He's probably like thumping his head against the table, screaming enjoy. In fact, he should be like... At this point, you should be subscribing to the channel so you can get your hands on K-Big Pog. What song is this? Oh, it's Great Red Spirit. Alright, so boys should be getting a lobby momentarily. Look at that! It's a full reset. Damn, this is a good song. Anyone else get taken back to their childhood with this one? If you don't, your childhood sucked. I'm sorry. Lol. I mean, I say that while being a person who's played Bubsy 3D, so I guess my childhood sucked in places too. Oh, sorry. I should probably explain what Bubsy 3D is for those who the uninitiated. The worst looking 3D game ever is what it is. So I always love bringing this one up because, like, what the hell? That was a game. So this was Bubsy 3D. Look at those sexy 3D poly graphics. I love it when people who play RTSs complain that the graphics look bad, and I remember playing this as a kid. Look at it. I'm surprised I wasn't scarred by this crap. Wow, we have polygons. Oh, dude. It was crazy. Bubsy 3D, wasn't that like... What year was that? 2.2 out of 10? Wait, I think that's just... That was 1996. Best games of 1996. I guarantee there was something that looked gorgeous by comparison. But yeah, because wait, Super Mario 64 was 1996. Like, how do you do such a bad job that you've got Bubsy 3D and then you've got Mario 64, which, you know, it's not Mona Lisa, but by comparison, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, it kind of still looks like ass, but come on. It's much better. All right, let's get in. Ken's Labyrinth, I thought it was Black Magic. Oh, dude, I remember playing... anyone here play Shining Forces? I never played Fire Emblem as a kid, surprisingly enough, but Shining Forces, which is, you know, was basically inspired by Fire Emblem, go-to games. Love them. Obviously, the Pokemon's my childhood. I still think the best game on Nintendo 64 that I experienced by far is Smash Bros. Smash Bros, like OG Smash Bros 64 will always have my heart. I don't think any Smash Bros game since has captivated me to that extreme. I think they're good, but like the difference is that I would sit there for days on end playing Smash Bros. And that would be fun, you know? Like Street Fighter, I used to love fighting games actually as a little kid. I still admire them, I just don't really play them as much because I'm going to get my cheeks clapped, you know? One Starflight or something with the animals? Oh, you mean Star Fox? Star Fox is... Like, I only played a little bit of Star Fox because a friend had it and he never let me borrow it. But Star Fox, yeah, this will give you the memories. Probably the best song from the Nintendo 64 era, actually. Some people are going to say GoldenEye, but, like, I didn't experience GoldenEye, so... And also, it's a ballsy statement to make when you consider the tracks from Smash Bros. 64. It is indeed 0-0. It's 0 here. We're starting completely fresh. In fact, can I run ads? No, I can't. I'll be able to run like 2 minutes ads before we're in game, so you guys don't have to worry about those. Mario 64 speedrunning channel still pull 1K viewers. Hell yeah. You guys been seeing the Ordinary numbers? I haven't had time to really stream it. I've been playing it a little bit off stream. I'm watching my boy Lexi have Smash at it. Go for that #1 spot. Need him to queue into Beastie so we have that ultimate clash. Sonic is the best. Sonic is good. I love Sonic from my childhood. Sonic 1. Sonic 2 is meant to be the hardest by far. I still, like, anyone else get this? In your head right now, if I say Sonic Heroes, can you hear the theme tune? Without failure, in the moment someone mentions Sonic Heroes, my brain instantly goes to the start screen with, like, Sonic Hero, and I just can't get out of my head. I think Sonic Heroes was an underrated game. And yeah, we're restarting from scratch, because it's just gone too messy at this point. And it's a best of 7, not a best of 5. The third leg of the finals, it is. In the tech battle of disconnects and DDoS attacks, they're 1-1. Now they will reset and attempt to make it to Game 4 without a single crash. And then Game 5 with several crashes. We'll get there. Yeah, like, after I left, because obviously they decided to move to the test server, which was a wash. And we couldn't get it to work. They couldn't get it to work for more than one game. That was such a cursed weekend, man. Yeah, here we are. Finals. Before a new Civ is added to the game. So remember, we've got Yuffie coming up on the 7th. Which is only a few days away, actually. I haven't even had much time to stream Old Nero. What the hell? They are using the same server as ours. We can get Predickies up in a sec as well. What's up, Dragon? All right, let's see. Can I run ads? In a sec I can. Yo! Appreciate the Prime sub. Welcome back to the Swarm, Dragon. Thank you very much, bud. Get those subs in! Because there's about to be ads running when I get a chance to, when it lets me. Can I wage war on you guys yet? I can't. It says that an ad was run recently. That's just bullcrap, though. It's so weird when you just want to ram more ads down your viewers' throats and Twitch is the one stopping you. Like, what? Usually they're the ones forcing it. You watch, it's going to run ads like 5 minutes into the game and there'll be nothing I can do about it. Sorry. Vortex and Marino agree. Yeah, because it just skews things in many different ways when you have more days that pass after it all. Then the game state flow of things is messed up. Then there's more practice that's occurred in the meantime. Like, you know, it's just nicer to be able to reset for everyone because like any gotcha in the drafts needs to be refought. There's a lot of details to it, really. And also, it's just better for the fans and the community because, to be honest, that finals was looking like an absolute rubbish finals, based on like the Frisian Marshes game, right? Because after all those remakes, it was going to be like, and we're done after 8 minutes. And it's like, it's because literally at that point, you've remade so many times, you've only got one logical strategy in your mind. And every single time you go through, your opponent is getting better at beating it because he just knows what you're going to do, right? Sometimes that happens in Age of Empires 4, is like your element of surprise is the only real beneficial detail about your strategy, you know? All right, I can run a minute of ads now. Yeah, that's what happens when I hire gamblers. They're playing Old Era. I'm going to play it later. Why not? There's plenty of time. You have to cover the finals. Getting deja vu on this. I can't imagine why. Like, where would you have ever seen this finals before? Ooh. Looks like we've got deja vu because this grand finals matchup has been happening way too much. In fact, in the last 2 weeks, it has occurred 3 times, this being the third. Because it's been remade that many times. This is the cursed finals finally about to be relieved of its baddest desires and elements. We are going to do this now. Marine Lord versus Vortex, a best of 7. Iabid's in the hand of the number 1 Frenchman up against the number 1 Spaniard playing as the French. We kick off on Gorge to see who will be champion of EWC. Going to be a fun one, folks. Last time these two met, there was so many reconnects, so many fail connects, so many restarts, it just got out of control. We were up to a 2-1 score before we reached the resolution of postponing and restarting from 0, but I have a feeling this is going to be closer than ever because of it. Vortex with a French, his first pick in the draft, and Marine Lord with a Civ that has been seen as a desirable counterplay, considering all French do is build knights, all Iabid's love to do is build the camels. We'll have to see how it plays out that way. Iabid's definitely on the verge of receiving nerfs, as this is the last tournament finals before the patch will drop. That will see Iabid healing, and healing in general nerfed down and tweaked out. Meanwhile, French may actually find a little bit of a harder time to come, considering around the corner, spears are about to get buffed. But for now, French Knight spam, and only French Knight spam, works in about 80% of matchups. So, spawn-wise, looks like sheep distribution is slightly going to favor Marine Lord, but that's because Vortex... Oh, buddy boy, no. Oh, he got delayed. But he should... Can Marine Lord get round? He could technically get round, but he might suspect it's already been taken, judging by the way he's routing. He's still going to make good on the sheep. I think he gets 1 extra compared to Vortex, but that's going to be a great piece of info for Vortex. Like, he's not going to get completely screwed on the sheep game. Now, the question is, are we just going to be getting a fast castle build here? Usually when Iabids play at all at the moment, it's still back towards the fast castle era. Usually the idea is you go into logistics wing, which is going to give you healers, so you can just basically make sure you don't die. And against French, it's in particular very effective because you can body block with your dervishes on the left and the right, and then your opponent's knights can't actually touch you. It's silly. It's very silly. How do you guys predict, by the way? We have got this running live. Predictions coming in. Have it at 70% Marine Lord favored. That's interesting. What? I think there's definitely tempo on Iabid's side, but French from multiple skews and angles have been finding solutions, right? So like one I've seen is just mass French knights and a dive timing while staying in feudal can actually disrupt the Iabids from winning the game. The other one is if you play deep enough in, you switch into crossbowmen with the French, and that's your dominant factor. Do have to be a little bit careful about the timing, because of course at the end of the day, Iabids have got the Manjaniques, and this is pre-Manjanique nerf, before they actually get brought back in line, where currently they are a little bit broken. Loggy is going to be on the way. Look at the spawn. Deer close by to the gold, so could kind of lock that in with an outpost. Berries, pretty nice spawn back there, actually. Pretty tight to the edge of the map. At the same time, look at Vortex's spawn. Double deer one side. Boar all the way in the corner to the point that you could pull it and wall it if you're up against only Camel Lancers. Probably not going to be just Cam Lancers, though. Usually when you're up against Ibids, you expect at least a few Desert Raiders, if not a lot. And this is a best of 7, remember. So at least bare minimum 4 games. Meme maps have been removed. A little bit of water in there in the form of Holy Island, but a lot of land maps. Look at the relic distribution too, actually. For a play like this with a loggy wing, there's a nice play to like yoink 2 of the central relics from each side of the map, because you maybe get blocked out on 1, but definitely not on 2. And it's very hard to block that with just knights anyway. They just kind of suck, right? Because like knights' ability to kill dervishes feels pretty low, considering dervishes will get hit maybe like once, possibly twice maximum. And is that my boy Vipey? What is up, Viper? Thank you very much for the raid, my friend. I hope you won that game with your rare oysters in your starting pond. You seemed happy when I left off. But one and all, welcome. This is the Cast Grand Finals. 2 of the best players in Age of Empires 4 facing off in a best of 7 that has been remade. I've lost count how many times. Technically, it's been rescheduled 3 times, but in terms of like remakes, there's more remakes of this than there is of Final Fantasy, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro combined. But we're hoping that we're finally going to have a full series. Does Castle not read chat? I literally just read the chat. Hello. It's more that I can't hear when the raid comes in, but I do check what you guys are saying all the time. So, for those just sitting in the that familiar with AoE 4 and it's been a long time, like this Camel Civ is really obnoxious for the Yellow French because they have healing in the Feudal Age, which is a little bit busted, in my opinion. It's like infinite health is the way to think about this. And it provides a debuff against these knights, right? Like, you know, similar thing here where Camel's very good against cavalry. And this just causes this weird situation where it feels impossible to stop Iabids from going for a fast 3rd age because of the healing. And you can't kill the dervishes because they have 120 health. They're as fast as you are. They take less damage because of the debuff they put on you. And they heal themselves. So really freaking annoying civ for French. Vortex is going to keep scaling knights because this is just the type of civ, the best civ at just scaling raw heavy cavalry in the 2nd age. He's going to take this opportunity to move out onto the deer resources. Couldn't even kill a scout. This is what I mean. It's just insane, right? Like, remember, it's 20% damage loss. So right there, instead of doing the 19 damage, he's down to about like 15. And then the scout gets healed for 3.5 plus 2, so 5.5 every second, while you're doing 15 damage every 1.5 seconds. It takes so long to kill a scout. And now with the military reinforcement. So this is immediately going to grant him some Desert Raiders. The hybrid camel unit that has both ranged and melee. They destroy knights. Yeah, this is not looking great for Vortex right now because he's still only scaling knights. Like, there's no transition. It's just raw knights. It can work, but your micro needs to be on point. And the challenge is, you know, yes, this civ here can get healing via this tech chivalry, but that only works out of combat. Meanwhile, your opponent's going to have healing in combat and have castle age advantage. It's pretty rough. Sheep game as well. Marine Lord still has 15 sheep to eat off of. The gold is the only problem, is getting back out in the gold, but that's why he went for the Desert Raiders. Yeah, I didn't see from chat. Did Viper win? Did he win his game? Did you come from a wiener chat? I mean, he looked like he had a good spawn to start with. So he's going to scout. That's good. Marine Lord knows where his opponent is. Vortex is going to be careful about this. It might be worth... Normally, you'd think about maybe like a palisade to kind of shift and weave between, but because it's Desert Raiders are melee and range, so you can't really dodge them. Is Viper back? He is! Back to Age of Empires 2. Do miss the lad. Would love to see him spin up some AoE4 again. Almost 10 knights now from Vortex. But you see what's happening. Marine Lord is already prepping multiple stables to produce Desert Raiders. The cool thing about doing this instead of waiting for Camel Lancers, which is your knight, is Desert Raiders can be produced from 2nd age. And he wants to vet them up anyway. Dive coming through. Desert Raiders about to spawn. If he gets the rally point right, he can body block this. Let's see if he does it. Ooh, they get past the choke point just in time with the body block from the Dervish. And the pathing, the villagers. Not even at risk here. Desert Raiders hold the choke point. Shivs out from the workers too. A disastrous dive by Vortex, from which he nets nothing. Not just that. Multiple knights going down. That's minus what, 3? Not to mention the heavy damage done. Chivalry has not been researched. He has no healing. And now Marine Lord gets to move out for the relics, dude. Like, for anyone who's not been following AoE4, Marine Lord is your hero. That's really the way to think about it. I mean, you probably noticed if you're a big AoE2 fan, the way that played out on Wololo. Closest we've seen Marine Lord come to, like, you know, losing on LAN, but still wasn't enough to topple them. And Vortex, just kind of a rough situation here. You know, luckily the other time hasn't like gone crazy. Only a few seconds more than his opponent, which is good to see. Vortex has, and will admit himself, like he's just had a kind of an issue with producing villages regularly. Because for those that didn't know Vortex's history, outside of the long span in the past where he's playing Warcraft and StarCraft games like that, he did spin off from AoE4 to play Age of Myth for a while. And Age of Mythology has auto villager queue, which kind of created bad habits for Vortex. Wololo will be just a yoinking ditch. We have got Knights circling in again. Chivalry has kicked in, but good positioning so far at Marine Lord. The problem is he needs to find his way towards gold. It's kind of difficult to get more of these Desert Raiders out, and not to mention the fact they haven't been veteraned yet. He's got DRs on the way. This is a good count. That should be enough to scare him. And the Wololo does protect on the tree line. Nice way to split himself there so you can put all Desert Raiders on one side. Now, remember, these Desert Raiders, they do have range fire, so they can carefully and gradually whittle away at the Knights. But you see what Vortex is trying to do to frustrate things. It's just not working. Gets rid of one of the Desert Raiders, piles onto the second, but that's a 4v1, and he's still struggling for the kill. The Dervish does get sniped. That's only one healer left. That's big. The body block again, though! Marine Lord. He's loving life right now. It's just a trap that is laid perfectly. This right here is Takeshi's castle, and Vortex just gets stuck in the maze and thrown into the river every time. Meanwhile, just look at that military count. Marine Lord's number keeps going up, and Vortex's is not cracking past 10. Which, considering the goal here is to scale up to like 20 Knights and then think about castle, is disastrous for Vortex's timings. What's my prediction? I would have assumed like 4-2. I think Vortex will definitely get a few games. But judging by game one, this is rough. I think this is a rough matchup, so you can't take too much away from this on its own. But you're just seeing how, you know, we usually talk about Vortex being a master in micro. Marine Lord is reminding us he's no slouch either. Desert Raiders again. Just there. They don't have a charge, remember. That's one of the negatives, but it just doesn't matter here. The extra armor, the debuff, the fact they're going to be healing after the fact. And now with the Moss drop, double relic garrison, it means he can build more dervishes to get more relics. And it's not like there's a rushed pressure here, guys, because remember, Vortex can't take the relics until he techs. Vortex is now switching into archers. The one concern with this pivot into archers, it is the correct call against Desert Raiders, because Desert Raiders have 5 melee, but 0 ranged armor. The problem is your opponent can now start layering in camel lancers. And that's where you're going to start to kind of come unraveled here. And yeah, he still has feudal Desert Raiders because he didn't have enough to justify veterancy over building more. Because remember, Vortex kept raiding here. He kept blocking the gold the whole time. And yep, the villager, he didn't go down in the end, so he did shiv it. He killed the wolf in time. Now, you're probably wondering, like, why does Vortex not just tech? This has clearly failed. The problem is teching from this point puts you at such an overwhelming disadvantage, right? Like, you'd have to fall back, prevent building units up to the resource tally of 1,800 resources, and you're out on deer as well. Your opponent would have map control, and he'd kill you there, which is about what's about to happen here. Look at this. The timing's perfect. He just moved out for the second deer. Vortex, he doesn't know about it, and the villager's going to start running north, which is going to put them more in danger. Double Desert Raider gets in. Melee mode to get more damage done. Meanwhile, the dive comes through. Vortex shuts out the gold, but now has food issues. And goes for the snipe. Marine Lord just making sure he gets as many kills as possible here. It's going to be a double kill. He can bide more time. Remember, he's generating 3 Desert Raiders for free every 2 minutes. Not a bad deal. Considering Desert Raiders are normally going to cost you 180 resources. It's like you quickly reach a point where your tech up pays for itself, basically. And yeah, you see how brutal this is. Before it was 28 damage versus cavalry. Now it's 30 damage versus cavalry with more health as well. And more melee armor. These guys are a pain in the ass for night spam. They've got to march around the flank, though, Vortex. This is a hard fight, guys. Look at the Desert Raider count. 19 versus 16. Nice, you can't win that. The other concern here is now that your opponent has gotten veterancy, the damage on both melee and range goes up. So he's currently at 9 base damage. He can get that up to 11 range damage on these Desert Raiders. Short range, yes, but 11 range damage, your opponent only has 4 ranged armor. You're quickly going to see these Knights get 2 hit killed. Surprised Vortex hasn't GG'd yet. The problem is Marine Law's resource access. He struggles to get to gold, and then he struggles to get to food. And you see the way he's playing the map now is pulling him in 2 opposite directions because he wasn't ready for a direct fight yet. Double Garrison's going to be there, though. Desert Raiders. Eager with the sabers. Vortex. Still scaling more archers behind this. He's not going for a tech play. Dervish would be the beneficial snipe, but he doesn't quite get it. The snipe on the Desert Raiders. Needs to be careful not to expose his own archers, though. Target fire coming in. Not good enough. The Desert Raiders, they get the mosh pit. The melee, the surround. He's not going range with the camels. That's the one good thing for Vortex here. The sniper is taking out a few more Desert Raiders on the retreat. Uses the tree line to split the formation. Could go for a recharge here. Decides just to go for a body block. Yeah, he's too busy microing the archers right now. And more Desert Raiders are coming in from behind. 7, 8 more Desert Raiders in queue. This is hard. DR's taking 2 Flurry's arrows to kill. Reinforcements have arrived. More archers. Now, we were in defensive formatting here. This was the good area for Marine Lord. He realizes and backs away. And it doesn't look great, guys. Like, look at the amount of Desert Raiders bodied on the floor. Vortex is not dead. He still has the boons on the flanks, right? He's got the external goals. He's got the ball. I mean, he can keep pushing for a few more minutes. I actually think Vortex might be able to yoink this in feudal. Castle not required. Archer count. At the point where there's serious threat to these Desert Raiders. He's almost reached the point where he can one-hit kill them. That's huge. The Dervish gets sniped. Second one on the front line. Body blocking. The count's going down. 15 Desert Raiders now. Remember, he was meant to be close to 30 with that backlog queue. Now the Knight's going for the dive. The burn on the outpost. Looking for a few worker kills. Won't be able to find them. Backs away again, but more archers to come. He's still maintaining 30+. Meanwhile, Marine Lord down to just 18 military. He's adding in camel lancers. This is smart right now because archers counterplay your Desert Raiders entirely. You can't rely on them anymore. So he's just trying to get better Knights, but that takes a long time. I mean, the Desert Raiders did too, sure, but you already had scale there. Trying to scale from 0 is difficult in this position. You can't go spears either. Your opponent has mass archers. Villagers are going to die. Vortex is an absolute beast for this. I don't think I was the only one getting ready to kind of write him off. Like, yeah, this looks a little bit cooked. Looks a little bit done, right? But what a monster. What's interesting as well is when you watch the way Vortex was micro in these fights, that multiple times he neglected to use Knights charging just because he wanted to protect archers. He understood the win condition, despite playing French here, was not Knights. It's archers. So like when we had that fight down at the tree line, he could have engaged the Desert Raiders at short range. He didn't. He just kept moving to keep the archer count high enough to kill Marine Lord's Desert Raiders every second. And the suffocation continues. Marine Lord trying to hide wider on the flank. Archer, when you have archers leading the pack like this, it says everything about the game. Not the Knights. The archers are always the one moving forward first. And yes, Marine Lord is practically out of food. He left one Knight here to guarantee he can't come back. He's blocked the deer. There is one location, but Vortex doesn't know about it. He's scouting for it now. Meanwhile, Clash comes through. Leads with the Camel Lancers. The Camel Lancers are the real threat here now. Archers just need to target the correct camels. You're looking for the silver ones, not the browns. Keeps retreating. Knights are going to form the front line now, and the villagers do get found building the outposts. Double Knight on top of them. Retreat continues. Desert Raider count is low, though. Only 6 remaining. 3 more did just spawn in. It's now becoming Camel Lancer versus Knight Archer. And the villagers... Oh, no, he brought too many out. More dead. A 10 worker lead now for Vortex. And you know what's crazy, guys? Look down at the idle time on the TC. 4 times the idle time, and yet he has this lead. Micro matters, sometimes to the expense of production. But the night count took a heavy hit there, down from about 21 to 11. He can heal these up. It's only Camel Lancers now, which means the archers aren't as important as your knights. And Vortex, there might even be an option here to go into spears, actually. Just a few camels left over is going to punish him for this. Don't really want to turn around with those knights too much. They're low HP. More are reinforcing, though. Good timing. Good turn. The low HP knights. It doesn't even target him down. And remember, guys, like the archers are useless here. They do 1 damage. It's going to take them 210 shots to kill a Camel Lancer. So it's all about how he baits the Camel Lancers into his archers and then attacks with his knights. This is now what you want to use as a front line. More creep out from Marine Lord. Vortex did lose his knight down here, or re-rallied it. Whatever it is, he doesn't see it now. Spearman time? I think he's just going to keep going knights, because look at the issues with Marine Lord's economy, right? Like, gold's about to get blocked out, but like the problem's the food. He knows that Marine Lord is strained, so he's just trying to press him. The problem with going Spearman is it's not fast. If you go knights, you move across the map quickly. So you get on top of your opponent again and again and again. And this might be the big again that shuts him out. Marine Lord's berries. He's about to get kicked in the berries here. Archer's knights with the dive. This is good, though. The archer's position to body block. The Camel Lancers get the charge on the wrong target. You want to be hitting those archers. And the knights dive deeper. Seems a little bit overly ambitious, but he does have a bit of a surround. The Desert Raider reinforcement is the problem, though. So Vortex shifts to the north side. Archer's going for the target fire. The Desert Raider wave going to be sniped down immediately. Vortex just going to have to pull back a little bit here, but he has idled the food income again. The problem is that deer on the south side is giving hope and life to Marine Lord, but not much. 8 Camel Lancers remain. No Dervish replacement either. He doesn't have healing. Meanwhile, Vortex is always going to have healing on every one of these knights. Vortex could even consider going for siege engineering to just ram down those outposts. Instead, it's going to be shifting back towards the gold. Tree line is almost gone here. I'm just trying to figure out where it all went, really. And there's the spears. Knight's turn. Bit of a split engagement there. Yep, lets them get in range and now engages. So just wasting the DPS of these camels on the wrong target. They'll eventually hit into the knights. And he's just committing now. It's an A-click extravaganza. A Marine Lord running out of firepower fast. This is a sick game to start the series. Almost 25 minutes of feudal versus Castle Age for like what, 10 minutes plus? I love this because it's inspiring for people. So many people just feel like it's GG when they see Castle for free or free-ish. But Vortex is showing you why it isn't that simple. Farm clusters also being set up. The crazy thing is, like, you'd think Camel Lancers go raid, right? But if he raids with Camel Lancers, the archers can actually raid him for free. That's the weird warped part. It's like knights could mirror and archers could go into your base. So you just end up further and further behind the trades. Berries have got some life still left in them. The deer have almost been tapped. It's a full switch to gold now. He's still blocking the close deer. And the spears is a real problem for Marine Lord. His wood line is gone. So if he wants an archer switch, he has to gather wood from more dangerous locations. Relic count is free, which is decent on the goal, but I think food is the critical element here. A little dive in. Knight does get a kill. Camel Lancer flank rotation now. He's about to discover how weird things are getting over here. We've got triple racks production on the forward vein. We'll find one worker kill. Should be able to hang around for more, you'd think. She's going to try. And oh boy, that's... Okay, they're gone. Requiesca in Pacha. That's at least -5. It has to be. And now the research. 15 Camel Lancers this time, but where are the Spearmen? There's only 5. They need to be target fired down is the problem here. They are the real DPS. Outpost fire on point there. Marine Lord was microing the towers to kill the Spearmen. Still, just more flocking in. Camel Lancers. I feel like Marine Lord, is it because he wants all the gold for military, or has he forgotten about the dervish? We never see any healing from him whatsoever. This is what makes French so good at bullying like this. It's just over time, they wear you down because their health bars will keep replenishing, yours will not. Knights, they didn't get the charge off there. That's actually a good fight from Marine Lord. He needed it as well. Clutch moment there. The outpost is still standing for the time being. Dives in just a little bit deeper here. Knight count down to just 6. Vortex is about to be playing infantry French, which sounds so wrong. He clears them up. That's it. Okay, so now Vortex has real issues. Look at the state of the map. The mini-map tells everything. Where are the walls? Where is the outpost? Where's the protection? Where's the tech up? Where's any of it? So he's massing spears to try and defend himself now. But Marine Lord, if he can now find that tree line, veteran archers is your slam dunk. Like, vet archers even works against French knights and feudal, remember? Because vet archers can get up to 9 base damage. You only have 4 armor. And now with you building mass spearmen, you're essentially encouraging your opponent to go for it. And Marine Lord, usually when we see 30 on the wood, it's because he's setting up farms. That's going to be part of the situation. I wouldn't be surprised to see like double archery being dropped soon. Especially the number of spears he's up against. It's such a crazy strat from Vortex. He couldn't afford to fall back and find a safer location. He needed all the pump he could get. Helm Lancer gets a kill. Marine Lord is slowly carving his way back into this. A promising start to this series for sure. And I can't believe how close they are. They don't even know it. This is disgusting. How is ML not dead? Look at the timer. Yeah, but look at the kills. It's fine. Like, we don't need to produce workers if we kill their workers. That's just logic. Do the maths. He missed out on 6 villages, but he killed an extra 10. That's just how number crunch works. 300 food saved? Exactly. Now you get it. That's extra knights. Oh my god, that desperation wall! Oh god. I think that's it. By some divine miracle, I don't know how this is rubber banded back again. Marine Lord threads the needle. He gets the food necessary, and now he gets the follow-up counterattack to kill him out. Meanwhile, Vortex is running through his base with spears. When do you ever see French build 40 spearmen in the feudal age? They need it, but it ain't in the right place. Camel Lance is now idling the farms. Marine Lord about to have the worker lead. And about to once again take the lead in the grand finals. Unbelievable. We'll sack a few of the camels on the retreat. I think Desert Rays are on a different binding. I mean, Vortex is reluctant to give this up, but like, don't you just get picked where you aren't? Like, that's the problem with mass cavalry versus mass infantry, right? Because my concern here is, like, what do these spears now do? It's so hard to get on top of your targets. He has to block economy. He has to fight the army. Meanwhile, his own situation's at risk. I mean, maybe he's not dead? Is he going to... He's going to think about a tech up here. I'm still shocked we're not seeing anything but just Desert Rays from Marine Lord, but, like, it makes sense. You can just kite him. It's just a better archer, guys. It's like, oh, you know when you buy a car and you get a cup holder? It's like you buy an archer and you get a camel. It's a great deal. Oh my god, he's just dead. That's melt mode initiated. And half of the army, well, a third of the army just got baited on 1 or 2 camels as well. Oh my god, he was coming for the gold. I think he got raided here, and he was looking for the other gold to safety net around, but this is just get him out. An insane effort by Vortex, but like, you're walling yourself in a corner against Desert Raiders. He has left enough room to go to the corner, but he didn't complete that wall. The spearmen are coming. The issue is, like, are you ever going to force him to stand still? Probably not, although the workers... Vortex... He's transitioning into more archers. The villagers are going to try to scramble for it. The Desert Raiders do get in the corner, so it's going to be another trade. And another one that favors Marine Lord. An absolute bloodbath. Usually you don't see this type of butchering unless there's some sort of, you know, civil revolt within France. This is why spearmen are getting buffed, by the way, guys. Like, we just acknowledge how depressing it is to play like this. Especially against mass horse archers, or camel archers, rather. Okay, he's got guild all the way. And this seems great, but what I want you to really process is what does he have when he reaches castle age? Have you processed it yet? He has only got spear. If he had 25 knights, different situation. But this looked like his last stand. Desert Raiders get the sabers out. Camel Lancers hop in there too. The rest in range form. And GG gets called. Absurdity. I don't know how he wiggled out of this headlock, but the camels come out on top. That was an incredible game one. Oh my god. What a game one. I just don't even know where to begin with that one. Already a crazy start. I mean, already a much... It was totally worth waiting for the remakes. I think we'd agree. So game 2. Going to be going to Lipany here. And Golden Horde will be coming out up against the Byzantines. Let me check the bans for you guys. So, remember, we use a snipe system now. So Marine Lord tried to pick Malians. That got sniped away against Byzantines. Vortex chose Sengoku Golden Horde. And as to be expected here, got given the Golden Horde. I don't know if he's ever going to get Sengoku through, but like that's the other thing that makes Sengoku really good, by the way. In the snipe system is like you can guarantee your other pick by the fact your opponent like 90% of the time doesn't want to play against Sengoku, right? That's why you draft a pick like that, even though you know your opponent is going to snipe it every time. GH win against Byzantines? It's kind of an interesting one, right? Because like both of these civs hate Dark Age rushes, and thus they just kind of get their openings for free. I don't know, though. I feel like Byzantines don't mind playing defensively against this. Their longbows naturally offset the armor advantage of Golden Horde because your archers already have +1. There's definitely a way that Golden Horde can win this, but I wouldn't just call it a cut and dry. What's up, Matatan? Yeah, we've been back on AoE for a bit. It's just we've only been streaming on weekends at the moment, doing the tournament games. Got a lot going on, basically setting up my like own agency to help content creators, you know, be able to make a living. So a lot of time's been going into that at the moment. And then hopefully when things settle down a bit more regularity to streams. But we're at least trying to be live on the weekends anyway. French 1, Spain 0? No, but wait, but French also lost in that game. So like... that make them 0-2? Oh, can we run a minute of ads? I'm going to run a minute of ads for you guys now. Any Spyro fans in the house? French fighting French is all-time classic. Dude, it's like, it's what they do best. Burgundy versus France. French Revolution. Just goes on and on. Do we have predictions up? We do, right? Yeah. 70% for Vortex. Interesting. Alright, it's time. Let's see what side they're going to be on so I can put the score correctly. Marine Lord on the left. Logo you asked for in Discord for the agency stuff? It is indeed. And I remembered I have the wonderful Akame, so I've got a cool logo for that. All right. Oh, wait. Dude, I did have them on the right side. Hold on a sec. Should be 1 over there and then 0 over here. Behold, Golden Horde in all their glory for the last time before they become a trash tier civ. One and all, welcome back to your Daily Dose AoE 4. It's time for Vortex versus Marine Lord, game number 2. Vortex in the yellow as the Golden Horde going up against Marine Lord in the pink as the Byzantines, looking to mean business and extend his lead. And I just realized I actually did have it the right way around, and then I said it the wrong. It is 0 for Vortex, 1 for Marine Lord in this grand final showdown to see who will be champion of EWC. Marine Lord the expected, but Vortex the defending champion in this event. And Golden Horde, one of his highest priority picks. I think Vortex has been, without a doubt, top 3 most successful players with Golden Horde in the game right now. So it makes a lot of sense why he drafted it second in the drafting phase. What's the plan for Vortex? Should be unbridled aggression. Depending on the spawn, that can be difficult though, and I gotta say, this is a brutal spawn. Are you kidding me? Marine Lord gets back berries, hard to flank attack at the start. A very wallable flank here that would secure double berries, and an easy wall in here with a connection around the gold. Like this. Looking at these tree lines, this is one of the chillest defensive spawns I've seen for Biz in a while. Only thing that's a bit exposed is out here on the berries and the deer, but like overall, decent positioning for him. And the reason usually Byzantines will play defensive here is like scaling into mass lombos, pretty chill. And Golden Horde is a tricky civ to snake your opponent with. Like, there's some civs that can just abruptly surprise you with a castle transition. Golden Horde isn't really one of them. I can't believe that tree line. It would be... Okay, can we just agree? It would be a little less insane if this tree line wasn't here. Right? But he just has so many natural barriers. There might be a breakthrough point. Sometimes these areas are traversable. Like, overall, just very easily wallable. Yeah, the only way this could have been better is if the game had spawned his berries up here instead. The stone gathering underway. This is one of the chillest matchups to start the game with. It reminds me a lot of like Byzantines versus Malian, because basically like neither side is going to attack in age 1. They just don't want to. It's not really beneficial. Golden Horde would rather just start ramping up into level 2 Uvu and getting the superior cavalry out. And for Byzantines, they would rather just, gather all the stone, get all the assistants online, and have a better economy, full stop. You hyped for the new POIs? Yeah, the new points of interest are kind of intriguing. So, like, we've got new points of interest coming in with U-Phase Legacy. One of them is going to provide healing, like a healing station, which is really cool. And the other one is very weird. It's the extra health on all alive units and buildings. That one is basically designed to stop stalemates. It's pretty obvious. So Grand Miner in the way. Pretty slow build up, but that's because Marine Lord's prioritizing level 5 systems. If he tried to rush Grand Winery with, say, 4, he might miss out on, like, 1 tier of systems before harassment arrives, like the Khan and Torgut arriving. Is he going to go... Yeah, he's going to go for wide system already. Interesting. Wait, does he know about... Oh, he doesn't know! He does not know. He's about to discover that his east side is even better than his west. Gonna be full LAG Stains vibes. And how did he do on the sheep game? Okay, so slight win there for Vortex. 17 to 13 seems to be the final sheep haul. So a little bit of a dub there. Much needed. And no, the score is 1-0. Despite what happened in the previous version of this Grand Finals, they decided on a complete restart from 0 points. We should get ban biome. Some maps snow is really bad. Aren't they bringing that in the next patch? I think I read some in the patch notes about biome selection. By the way, like, you can tell which map would have which biome, because in Age of Empires 4, the way that the matchmaking works on the ladder is every single map in rotation has 3 possible biome selections. And they will not deviate from those 3. So you just need to figure out which ones have snow and then ban that map. Oh, Vortex with a forward archery range. This is sick. We do not see this often. And I've been wondering why. I mean, usually you want to back it up with a tower as well to get the production rate ramping up. Because remember, there's a production rate edict that increases the pump rate by 20%. And then when you're being attacked and fall back here, you can switch over to your other edict via your golden tent, which will give you 10% more health. And he has been scouted on an archery production to begin. Limitane production has begun as well, so Byzantine Spears on the way. Problem here is this slow tech timing means he doesn't have olive oil for lombos. Yeah, and the Khan, alongside the archers that are about to be produced, can actually block out the berries. This is a sick start from Vortex. I do not think for a second Marine Lord expected a proxy archer range. It's going to take a while to get those archers out, because remember, you have to wait longer, 30 seconds, because you're pumping 2. Problem is, I don't see a world in which Marine Lord gets enough olive oil to get the first lombos. He's going to rush an outpost. That's not going to be allowed. The villager's coming. He's going to drop a fortified outpost? He's looking for it. Hasn't got the wood just yet, because the archer production. And the horseman production begins. Marine Lord gets the correct reaction. One villager should struggle to get the outpost up, you'd think. But Torgu did just arrive. This is actually crazy. He thinks about attacking the individual spears, gets the body block against the horseman, does cost him the scout. Horsemen are going to be diving past. More archers are now coming. Looks like one of those archers may be about to go down. Does find the kill. He's trying for the outpost again, but the problem is Marine Lord, the idle time, he doesn't have much food either. Vortex is going to reset, though, so he's not going to commit. Yeah, I think the spear count was getting a bit too scary for him. And now it's going to be Rax follow-up, so Vortex just building the whole base here. He also is playing risky. Now that his opponent has horsemen, this is kind of dangerous, but he knows as long as he keeps this press up, his opponent can't send horsemen out. I am so happy. You know, it's so weird to say, but I'm so happy we had to wait like 2 weeks for this. Worth the wait. And we're only in game 2. And there's the fortified outpost. The problem here is he was queuing up resources and not getting units quick enough. So now he's going to strip away 6 seconds off of the wait time for archer production. What's that Vil do? The Vil's doing everything. He could maybe set up a Gur here and gather off the deer. But like one villager is going to take a long time to return on that. But you don't really want to walk the villager all the way home. Like there's still maybe a play into a fortified outpost if you can get closer. And oh no, what did we talk about this? We said about the horseman. He's crept out. Now this is the thing that makes most people not build proxy bases, guys. Because now that you've built a proxy base, it means you don't produce any military units at home. It's going to be a problem for these villages. He has got more Torgu coming in, which would be the miracle. And now they dive. Fortification coming on the outpost. Looks like he's not going to be able to burn through it quick enough. Vortex. We'll have to back off here. Villagers look to shift back. Good body blocks the shifts. Vortex keeps the worker up. And there's the fortification. Vortex is going to need to consider a blacksmith for this, I think. Very difficult to get enough Torgu now to burn through this. And mass spear production going to be a bit tricky, but that's interesting. Marine Lord actually went for the javelins. I thought maybe just go lombos with spears now coming in. And also the extra range, the idea of scaling, but like maybe he's feeling more urgent pressure, which is where javelins feel a little bit better, is for the feudal play versus thinking about castle age. Looks like he's going to keep hunting. Vortex realizes there's a lot that's been invested now into defending the back berries. He also realizes there's not much in those berries. There's other things to try and hunt for. Just going to tickle away at the system. It's only level 4, so we never got that 5th. Because Marine Lord had to put all the stone into the tower instead. Army is showing up now, the javelins. Get the poke. Horsemen get access as well, actually. Forces them back towards the choke point. It's only 4 javelins. This gets really problematic when it goes up to 8, because then you can insta-kill an archer every time. What, Freya? Yeah, you show me a hula hoop. She's just banging a hula hoop at the side. Go on, spin. All right, you go do it outside. Yeah. She's trying to hula hoop in a very small room. Doesn't work too well. Rindle's still just as good at defense. I mean, it's what he's a master of, right? It's where he's always been comfortable. And this map is Lippany. It's just with a Marine Lord spawn. Main caster join the... No, she can't really. She's wearing... Like, she's half naked. Yeah, go get some new trousers then. And then we'll talk. Okay, so Still Dara is finally on the way. That means you can kind of tickle away at Javelins a bit, but the problem is Undermesh is already there. Okay, darling. But, like, I'm not going to come outside for a long time. Daddy's working. Oh, pause that for. This is Torgud coming in. Ooh. Does spot it early. Quick reaction. Marine Lord without wheelbarrow reacts quick enough to get away. Jabs and spears are coming. Dive commitment does get him a worker kill. Nicely played. We'll be able to just shift away now. And the Karash are now here. Remember, that gives the +1 armor of melee and ranged. Really big booster here in like the melee mosh pits up against Spim, for example. Now, usually the tricky thing here, you think is like, okay, does Golden Horde have to tech soon? This is the beautiful thing about them, at least. They are very organic at switching into stockyards, i.e. their farms, compared to like any other Civ. Because the thing is, like, normally if you're doing this with other Civ, you're going to spend the 300 wood for 4 farms. With this Civ, you only pay 250, and you don't have to move either. You just stand still doing it. Does spot the Karash. Comes in for the burn. Marine Lord needs the extra berries, right? They're going to be running out soon. So looks to secure it. We've also got some interesting housing around the berries at the back there, actually. Now the archers. Going in for the snipes. Limitane not quite dying in one hit here is a little bit of a problem. But if they take a tiny bit of damage, it should be enough to finish them off. Problem is they're not getting that tiny bit of damage. These spearmen are lasting a lot longer than Vortex would like. Now the backstab coming around, shifting the archer position. The javelins still sniping them down one by one. The Torgud starting to crack through, though. Tries to get the dive pie. And archers will just mop up the Limitane. So it looked a little bit bleak, but Vortex just showing that raw HP of the heavy cav here to carry him on through. Will be a reset afterwards, but he holds firm, has the military lead. Marine Lord has to start building that Limitane count up from zilch. And wait, Vortex is just building Karash. Freya, I can't put a hula hoop on my arm. It doesn't work. Okay. Vortex is getting ready for attack. That was what he needed. That was the moment, the decisive moment, right? Like, Limitane has to rebuild. If it was Javelin's rebuilding, you know, Marine Lord can still potentially threaten burning down this infrastructure. He can't do that with range units only. So a big reset here, and one he's taking full advantage of. Marine Lord now just mass farming. If Olive Grove's coming on. But this should just be Muscovy Yasak. It is, yeah, it's coming through. +2 armor against the Javs is a huge deal here. Also allows your Torgud to dive with complete impunity. Doesn't care about anything. Freya, can you stop swinging the chair, please, darling? All right, come on. Only this one. Come on. You guys sit on my lap. You sit on my lap. Just tugging at the side of the chair the whole time. Say hello, stream.
Hello,
Now, Freya, into the microphone.
hello, Street. You know, I really like to hear you.
Yeah, I know you do.
But if I feel that yet, I can't have to hear you.
No, there's not enough room.
No.
Keep your feet down, darling. I don't need you kicking me in the nuts.
You don't say that.
Ooh. Mass stables at the back. So, a Keshic switching coming here?
Stable.
Yes. I thought, maybe, is he going to use the frontline racks for men-at-arms too? That would be pretty sick.
I'm looking on the red and you're looking on yellow.
Yeah, you have to look on this one. This is the game, Dopey.
But next time
So the cool thing about Keshics here is like you can start prompting them out before you reach the next stage, right? So you already have an army. It's a bit like playing French Knights. Make KP hula hoop while cast. That doesn't work. Like, the mic wouldn't pick me up. You have failed the city, sir. I also just can't hula hoop for crap. I'm not ashamed to admit that. It's a stupid thing and I can't do it. It's a stupid skill.
Dad.
If you're a professional hula hoop artist, screw you. Golden Horn Tower coming in, Marine Lord.
Dad.
What, Frey?
No, it's where I can make a diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The map is a diamond. Well done. Okay, so is it going to be a relic wrap and vortex is what I'm wondering. No monastery just yet. There we go, it's coming.
Dad, we're going to start a bigger one, and then you will do the little one.
Yep, that's how sizes work.
Yeah.
Are you a little one? Veterancy for
I'll
archers.
show you how I.
Yeah. You're a pipsqueak, I know. Alright, Vortex. He's looking for that crack timing. Problem is, against Byzantines, even if they tech up second, their veterancies take no time at all. So you're seeing the window just isn't there. Javelin's already upgraded. He's still waiting on his archers to be upgraded. Give me a freebie burn on the Ford Cistern.
Oh! It's got fire!
Yeah, got fire!
How?
Because they burn it down, and now the Keshiks look for the charge in, Limitane.
Now the pigs
back.
are charging them.
They are, well done. Archers, not really returning fire, they're just getting pushed away.
Something's got pushed away.
He did. I mean, this is the problem, guys. You're talking about one of the best players at attacking in the game versus one of the best players at defending. Like Olympus, AoE 4 has always kind of been a defensively oriented RTS, and Marino just does it so phenomenally well.
And
What?
the big one was coming to them.
He is. Who's going to win?
I think yellow.
You think yellow? You always say yellow. You just like yellow. It's your favorite color. I mean, maybe if he gets one good hit on the flank, it could be enough to just end it.
No, I think.
Reload. Oh, he's getting distracted. He's going after the forward base, which means Vortex has entry point unnoticed here. You actually get chased away. Now the Keshiks to ride in. Marine Lord's reaction is going to be there on time. There are some workers on the flank, but not too many. He'll dive towards the tree line instead. Catches some of the reinforcements. Choke point hold. Freya. Calm down. What about Pink? You like Pink? Well, good, because Pink might be winning. The Keshiks, they're not trading that well. I mean, the problem is he needs more out of this. The villagers, that's a good hit. Halves up a few more workers. Great find there. But remember, at the end of the day, he's up against a Byzantine economy that's being inflated heavily by these systems. Needs more. Way to ride out. At least most of the Keshiks get away in the end, which is good. The reason I said that didn't look like a good fight is like Keshiks will only now heal if they're fighting. Yes, darling?
You know.
What? Yeah, it's a microphone.
No. The trap is microphone, the circle like that, and the other side.
Yeah. But don't touch it though, we don't want to break the microphone.
Daddy.
Yes.
No. The who like that too, but
It is, yeah. It's a circle too.
yeah.
Okay, so who's going to be encircling the who here? Ooh, that's interesting. Marino's gone for teardrop shields.
Right.
This is going to give him the mobility on the Limitane because the problem there is he wasn't getting more across quick enough. Yeah.
We can wrap yellow ones so the cop gets the pink one.
Yeah, that's what he's going to start trying to do. He's walling up, so then yellow doesn't have places he can go.
Yeah, to get their treasure.
Oh, he is getting the treasure onto the gold.
Oh, where's the ghost?
Oh, yellow's trying to go in. Gotta be careful here. A lot of almost dead Keshiks. Javelins could target that down. Now, oh, he's looking for a pincer. Problem is the Keshik wave on the left is so weak.
He's
I wouldn't trust him.
breaking it up, right?
He is. Tries to burn the tower. One Varangian versus an army here. The camels as well. The way Vortex is fighting there ain't great.
But now the pink is back.
Yes. So Marino way done well there is he hugged the tree line so he didn't get instantly surrounded, which means you couldn't count the camels straight away. Baits him into the spears. I mean, these health bars worry me, guys. extremely, actually. Like, even, you know, Tortuguda holding on as the Keshik's getting target fired, that's the problem. And now the brute force down the center.
The pink is the pink. Yellow is
That is indeed how colors work. Vortex, has he been saving stone? I don't think he has. We don't have any batch production
Daddy,
tests. What?
look at that. What's in the diamond? Is that a yield set?
Yeah, there's all the dots because it's a map.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I was talking about with the Keshiks being flimsy. 18 of
Look,
this
I
is
see
Keshik.
something on the top.
Yeah, lots of stuff on the top, lots of numbers, darling. Sit back a bit.
True. And numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the real problem here, guys, is like Keshik, it's not like French Knights here. They can't just brute force into Limitane and win. They will die if they run into even half these Limitane. Be a millionaire if you got a buck for every time your daughter said daddy. Oh yeah, definitely with me, dude. Like, she says it all the bloody time. There, see, again. Another $1. Yeah? Okay, you go hula hoop. So how does this end? I mean, we've got a spear switch now out of Vortex, which isn't a bad idea. Spears can actually beat all of this. Yeah. Okay, Frey, you can't do hula hoops in here. You're going to break everything. I can't come outside. Ask Mummy to come outside. Alright. So, the theory here is, like, if Vortex... If you can actually just get batch production, it's kind of a sick idea. Just bulk spears, get batch production, you break your opponent, right? Interesting is switching crossbows, because there isn't a real reason to do that at all. Maybe he's... Well, it's because he saw, like, a few Varangian. He might be... From his perspective, his opponent was adding a Varangian in, he assumes there's going to be more. We can see it was just a few, and then a complete just steer away, right? Unless my worry here is Vortex, he knows it as well. If he waits around, Marine Lord is going to bypass him on the edge. Pushes in, superior army. Tight choke point means you can't use your melee full force though. Go same for the Limitane though. More Varangian getting added in, so Vortex's instincts were right. Back to this choke point, the archers are just overkilling one spearman at a time. The Keshiks, they can't use their DPS. He's going around the flank now. Looking for that breakthrough. Camel debuff is holding him back from realizing his full potential here, but the numbers do not lie. Vortex starting to break through and crack the Frenchman's skull. Limitane count now half what it was. The problem is he's got shield wall. It takes less damage, but he doesn't do much in return. Meaning the Keshiks get more health for the fight through the healing. And he's about to bring this Frenchman to heal. Frontline broke. The flood through to continue. Tortuguda count, Keshik count. He's still got 20 heavy cav. Vortex. There's definitely moments of doubt here, but he struck at the pivotal moment when Marine Lord was contemplating Age 4. Vortex finds an open goal. He shoots and scores. Pretty cool game. Pretty freaking cool game there. That was sick. Never underestimate the extra health as well. Like, honestly, that's the thing with Limitane. They seem unbeatable. And, like, if they are chasing properly, yes. But when they're in that form, they're just kittens, right? Kittens with their claws out. Because, like, to take less damage from range, they have to attack and weaker form, right? Do less DPS. I call that one Golden Horde proxy-based. I don't even know if these will be seen on YouTube, sadly. Because, like, this is the thing. As soon as, even though these are epic games, as soon as the DLC drops and new patches there, that's all people care about. That smile seemed like you're proud of your casting end there. No, dude, I'm proud of the epic fight coming out from them. I mean, I take pride in what I do, for sure. Like, you know, if I didn't think I was good at casting and could be one of the best in the world at it, I wouldn't even pursue it, you know? Like, what's the point of putting years into something that you don't feel like you can excel at. Yeah, so it's going to be 1-1 rather, not 2-0. Little girl a hula hoop for that prediction. That's true. She did say yellow would win, even though I think part of it was the bias of it being her favorite color. She's very good at those predictions, though. She predicted Marine Lord to win El Renado before it happened. Thought Poe's Cup had ended? No, they done a remake because, like, you know, the tech issues just kind of ruined everything. Never really checked the stats, but which cav is better, the Biz cav or Mounted Samurai? Mounted Samurai with the extra melee tech, the deflective armor, and the bannerman, I would kind of favor over Katas. Definitely on same cost. Because it's like, it's not fair to say, oh yeah, dude, we're going to have the same amount of cataphracts and Mounted Samurais. Like, if you have that, though, one of you spent significantly more on your army. But like, what high-level Mounted Samurai, high-level Japanese players will do, they'll just kite you with the Mounted Samurai and get deflective again, and then turn around and hit you. Without buffs, if you're literally just A-clicking into a fight, one cataphract versus one Mounted Samurai, one cataphract should most definitely win that. Like, they've got so much more health. And then, like, what else is there? They don't have the charge. They have 27 base damage compared to 24, right? So, you know, 360 HP compared to 230. So even deflective army aside, like, there's not even close. Like, cataphract should finish that fight with, like, what, probably an extra 60, 80 health left, something like that. Marine Lord upgraded his wood system twice, and Vortex has been pushing hard to increase his army. It wasn't that, actually. If you go back and look, you can see what the problem was. Is like Marine Lord had started to invest in a tech. He had, like, I think it's 1,400 food and like 800 gold or so put to the side to go Imperial Age. That's an extra, like, what, 20 troops? There's also the tricky part with javelins. You know, when you get deeper into the castle age, start thinking Imperial as well. That's where javelin starts to feel weaker than longbows, right? Like, longbow bulking is really powerful. It's why that's why they've nerfed it. In the upcoming patch, is now that you get it's not that they cost more, it's that you get less longbows and less cost to it. So it used to be you pay 500 olive oil and get 5. Now you get 4 for 420 to slow down the scaling. What's up, Freya? Oh. There you go. And the other one. Off you go. She's hurt her knees. You show Mummy how you hula hoop. You show me later, yeah? You show her more. I'm going to run 2 minutes ads now, guys, and I'm quickly going to see hula hooping, okay? You've got 1 quick minute. Go. She's actually done it. No, but you done a good one that time. Well done. Bless her. She's like, I didn't do a good one last one. It's like, no, but you done it right this time, girl. She got like 3 full spins before it started falling. And this final's already happened? Nope. Had to be restarted, remade, blah, blah, blah. All right. Let's get ready to go. Freya, Daddy's got to work now, darling. Come on. What? There's a spider web. Oh, a spider must be nearby. All right, done. Yeah, spider web. Okay. Anyway, in we go. It's time, folks. Grand final showdown. Vortex Marine Lord, and it's already 1-1. We head into the only water map you ever really want to watch. Holy Island, Knights Templar in the pink for Marine Lord, up against Vortex's English. Old dominant force versus new on the water. The question on everyone's mind is Knights Templar still the gods of the sea, or is the English born and bred on those high seas, destined to rule these waves? Two of the best players in the game to figure it out. Vortex will move early for the dock. Meanwhile, Marine Lord will mirror with a much more expensive harbor coming in here, the south side out of KT. It's going to be a spawn on Holy Island where you only get a back tree line. Sometimes you get a forward one, which is more harassable. This is much more difficult to sneak in archers on and hit your opponent with. So great sign, actually, I think in particular for like maybe Vortex here. Means that if Marine Lord goes for a few archers, he won't so easily get on to your valuable workers. And no, this is a restart. So for those that don't know what happened, there were way too many tech issues on the original finals for this. So instead of continuing now from 2-1 or whatever it was, both players agreed to a complete and utter reset. So we went back to 0 and we're already much tighter. And actually, to be honest, the game quality is substantially better. So, Vortex, how do English win this? The interesting thing of English is English has always been a desirable pick on water because of a specific technology. This one right here called Admiralty. Admiralty gives you +1 range on all combat ships, which is insane when you consider the average range in Feudal Age is 5/6. So, to about a 20% increase in your range. It allows you to trade out, hit first into your opponent's boats, and you can slowly eke out an advantage off of that. On top of that, English also have the little perk of paying less. They get a 10% discount on all boats, including fishing boats, trading ships, etc. So then when you compile this in with the fact that they get a knight for free at the start of Feudal by building into Abbey of Kings, it gives you a way of harassing your opponent on land while not falling behind economically. So double dot going to be coming in. Knights Templars' benefit on the other side is their efficiency around wood gathering. The Civ does not need lumber camps. They do not need to walk to drop off. They instantly get all the wood and food from their gathering. It's a huge boon for them. On top of that, defensively, they're pretty impressive because although they pay an extra 100 wood for these docks that they build, they also are much harder to kill. And they do also buff the health of all nearby boats of yours by 15%. Marine Lord lost the same game against Anatan, against English. Wouldn't surprise me. What's up, Frey? Go show Mummy. She'll be able to watch it. Okay. Apparently she's trying to squish spiders. Good to know that my child is becoming a slaughterer so young. She doesn't like spiders. Well, I mean... Doesn't anyone like spiders? Isn't anyone who likes spiders a little bit weird, if we're being honest here? Someone in chat is like, I have like 5 tarantulas. I was like, that's weird. Okay, so fishing count is a big lead for English already. 6 compared to 4. The tricky part here for Marine Lord is the cost of expanding your harbors. Like, it's an extra 100 wood. That's 1.25 less fishing boats each time you build a harbor. And you don't really get anything that increases the production rate around them. You don't get a discount to make up for it. Yes, you gather an incredible rate on the wood with your Knights Templar villages, but it still kind of dampens your initial timing, which is why we're already seeing Vortex now ahead by 2 fishing boats. Why do people hate tiny animals? That's simply not true. Have you ever Googled a fennec fox? I think they are freaking adorable and they're tiny. You know? But like, you know, what's your definition of tiny as well? Because like, I saw a picture of a hornet that like was that big the other day. You saying a hornet's cute? Is that where you want to go with this? Nice Hospitaller now on the way. Marine Lord. This is an interesting route, actually, at the moment. Is like most games, when Knights Templar first came out, it was Kingdom of France. Now, everyone's crazy for Hospitaller. The cool thing about Hospitaller is your villagers become harder to kill. But sometimes it is worth building into those men-at-arms, especially on a water map. In fact, someone mentioned Anatan earlier. He's the best player at doing that on this particular map because the men-at-arms that you get access to with this commandery heal. They're able to heal each other. I call it Gandalfing because they pull out a full stick and everything. Oh, this is a bit of a rough spawn, actually, now I'm looking at it. Because of the positioning the Marine Lord put his harbor on the ford, there's no fishing boats here. There's no fishing here. So he has a long way to go. Like, you probably want one back here. Vortex has a lot better positioning on his docks to fish. That's rough. And yes, fishing boats count as villages. And remember, because of the way that you tech up as Knights Templar, it's very much like Age of Empires 2. You use your town center, which means he missed out free workers to go to H2. Stables being snuck in the back. Makes sense. Usually when people were dealing with the king, they like to build 2, maybe 3 horsemen to shut him down because horsemen are quicker than the king. Although that is a choice for Marine Lord. It means he's not getting boats out yet, and Vortex is already queuing up 2. The other tricky part is like horsemen raiding in here. They can shut down the gold, but if you don't kill a worker, they'll heal up. Horsemen have also been seen as the answer to English's opening like this, not just because they can harass the king to death eventually, but because the English villagers suck at dealing with horsemen. It's the worst villager matchup in the game for the villagers because you attack from range, which means these units that have no melee armor and 2 ranged armor are almost offsetting half of your damage. Boat production to follow up. I think the reason Marine Lord didn't mind doing it this way is because he'll now be forced to fight defensively, which so far in this series has been the bread and butter for Marine Lord, and he has found success. But also, it allows him to enable that extra health we talked about when fighting near his harbors. Vortex does steer into spin without hesitation, so won't allow the horsemen to get out of control, and a good call as well, because Marine Lord is adding in another 2. Anyone tried getting Dark Age horsed by Mongols as English? So that used to be an interesting matchup for that reason, actually. People used to quite like Mongol Dark Horsemen against English men-at-arms in Dark Age, because you could kite them and kill them gradually. Like, on this map, actually, when English was pretty meta, Mongols was a situational pick to counterplay. So King's just going to retreat. Remember, he'll heal up outside of fighting. Spears did get scouted there, by the way. So Marine Lord preferably thinking archers after this? No, he's going to go more... Oh. He can add in the Hospitaller now, guys. The Hospitaller will allow him to heal up. They're also substantially effective front line. Let's just go with that statement, a weird way to say it. Against spears. They're pretty bulky, decent DPS. And because your DPS isn't high with spears only, you can't burst through them. Okay, Scrapple always said he's going Spearman. What? Maybe he's worried about the king? So get spears first? Actually, yeah, in fairness, the problem here is Hospitaller cost almost half gold. And there's a harass towards his gold vein right now. And he wants the gold for boats. So that makes sense. He could visit Knights Hospitaller once the pressure's been relieved. For now, just cheap, effective tap to hold. Water side. Just give me a little bit of poke and a tickle. We do have Admiralty, so Vortex has range advantage here. Usually when you play English Admiralty, one of the key details towards success is being the attacker. If you're forced to defend in your corner, the problem with extra range is it doesn't matter when people get on top of you. Like, your idea is, I'll keep retreating and outranging. That only works until you reach the edge of the map. So that's why you're going to see Vortex just keep trying to posture aggressively. Because if he ever gets pinned, the advantage of English goes out the window. You see what I mean about that hit? It's just a freebie like that. Mans the sails to move away again. And then forces the reset. We have now got the Pilgrims coming on land, so Marine Lord getting more gold. Wonder if he will be inclined to get like 1 or 2 of these men-at-arms here. Because as you trade in these melees on land, you're going to run out of health. Your opponent's going to keep replenishing. Handling water land economy is a lot to do simultaneously. That's the nature of the map. That's why Holy Island is such a good map, because you can win actually just by ending up stuck on land eventually. But there is a balance to things, and it is so difficult to do all of them. Like, I think probably skill ceiling wise, Holy Island is the highest skill ceiling map in Age of Empires 4. Especially the way it's played nowadays, where people will actually transition away from water and still be capable of winning the game. You may not like it, but this is what peak skill looks like. So Marine Lord hanging around the edge a little bit longer. White Tower on the way from Vortex. But remember, Marine Lord can catch up fairly fast. When you activate the Commander, it only takes 45 seconds to go from Feudal to Castle. It's not the longest way in the world. Problem is, the White Tower is going to be almost impossible to dive. A little bit of a shame on the positioning there. It would have been nice if Vortex could have gotten it here to cover both golds. But it's going to reach out to, like, here. Almost secures the flank entirely. And does kind of allow you to just wall from the tree line, actually. An immediate monastery player, so he's looking towards relics. Marine Lord's going to be looking towards his base. March begins. We have got Spearman emplacements coming in, by the way. They do look cool. They aren't much more effective than arrow slits. Yeah, like when you do the maths on it, it's 3.5 seconds, 42 damage. Arrow slits is like, I think it's around 30, but it's more like 2 seconds, I think it was. It's like the DPS is actually almost the same. Depends on the boat you're attacking, because like ranged armor, etc. But for the most, the naval arrow slits feel insanely expensive for Knights Templar. Do look cool though. I mean, just look at it. Ooh. Actually, it reminds me of the Tyrenes from Age of Empires 1. Angevin Empire, the bread and butter of every water map player of Knights Templar. So he's going to get access to the heavy spearmen. It's like a little bit of brute forcing coming in. Vortex. He does have the double range advantage. Remember, he's got Spiral Cruise, plus he's got the extra range from Admiralty. This is really difficult for Marine Lord. He's trying to buy time to allow the tech up so he can catch up on tech. You see that every step up does get ultimately punished. Vortex, do you want to consider pulling away the injured fleet members here? Nice. Looks like he's going to end up losing them. One Hulk down. Another one to fall soon. He has got Knight production underway, as well as relics to be obtained. First one already picked up. These archer ships in particular, man. 7.5 tower range. Just Kobe Duncan. And there we go. Double tech from Marine Lord. So weathers the storm. Armored hulls on the way. Which is sick, actually. Remember, armored hulls gives you an extra 20% health, and then he has extra 15% from the harbor. You get really bulky. Vortex thinking about pivoting into demos now. Harbor is on fire, so it looks like it should be going down. A villager is being pulled to try and assist with that, which means he's going to have to push forward to try and force this away. It's going to be a trade out boat for boat. Vortex, he did have demos and then cancelled them. Requeued now. Land is a complete stalemate. Nothing's happening there, except for the fact that Vortex is walking a villager around now for some reason. I don't know if that was a monk, or meant to be a monk, and he didn't realize. Maybe he's going to wall it in. But the villager... Oh, he does see it. Villager down. This dock has definitely found its value, though. The DPS out of it has paid off. However, Marine Lord is struggling to get a fleet together. Oh, my God. And it's not even a demo ship coming out. It's just a new Springald. Detonation gets the connector. Gonna be another 1-for-1 trade, but it's snowballing. Meanwhile, the Angevin Spears, they're not coming in fast here. Vortex would have enough time to go crossbows. In the meantime, it's going to be King into the base. Huge idle time forced. 28 villagers have to be shifted off of the tree line, which means boat production is about to go kaput for Marine Lord. At a critical moment as well, where he could have thought about demo pumping to recover. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening here. A dive coming in, but that is danger central. Diving a white tower? It ain't gonna work. Few knights have to sacrifice their life. But Marine Lord's army is gone. This game looks moments from over. Marine Law just now flowing insane amounts of food and gold. He throws in the towel. Vortex flexing and showing you why it was the Spaniards that were always seen as the biggest threat on Holy Island. Damn. Sick game. Vortex now in the lead in Grand Finals. A big change because if I remember correctly, he was always trailing before we restarted from 0, right? So this has to be a huge morale boost for him this time around. And remember, by the way, that was Marino's pick. He picked that map because he lost the last game. Let's get our music rolling again. So boys are browsing. Let me see what we're going to be getting next. Snipe picks. Marino tried to pick Shushi and Mongols. Shushi got sniped. He gets Mongols. Vortex, Tuklak, and Abbasids. He ends up with the Abbasids. This seems like we're going to Phrygian marshes. I would say this is either Phrygian or Three Little Pigs. But considering the Tuklak there and the Abba, I think we got Phrygian next. Mongols versus Abba is kind of interesting, isn't it? Because Mongols can just Dark Age Spear Rush and you can't dock, which is what you want to do with Abbasids because your docks are so cheap. And although you'd be willing to take the risk against other civs to dock and get rushed, the problem here is every time you dock, you're paying 75 wood and your opponent's going to potentially get 50 resources back, right? Doesn't feel great. We lost the same game against Anatan 5 days ago. Okay, but different players, different play style, etc. Yeah, I don't know what you're going for with the ... you know? Stealth to win. Though they haven't found a counter on this map against the English. I do wonder if he could have, like, tried adding in a few meta arms if it would have been worth it over the Spearman. Is my only thought. Like, Anatan is the most impressive Knights Templar player to watch on that map, in my eyes. And then in terms of maps, I'm just going to keep track of all this. So we've got Phrygian, and then after that, we've still got Three Little Pigs, Coastal Cliffs, and Dry Arabia. So I'm just like going in and marking all the wins and losses so far. And remaining picks... Macedonians, Japanese, Tuklak, Jean, Bass about to be used, Sengoku for Vortex. And then Marine Law still has Delhi, Shushi, Malians, Chinese, and Rus. I'm going to run 2 minutes ads now so you guys don't get them when we're in game, okay? Go get yourself a drink. Vortex got matched into Casva 3 days ago in AoE2. And Vortex has been spamming AoE2 games. He's basically not practiced AoE4 at all recently. I imagine that's because like a lot of players are kind of bored right now because we haven't had a patch in way too long. And it's like, you could spend more time practicing that crap, right? But like, what's the point right now? Does that make sense? Like, what would be the point in you spending more time practicing a patch that's about to be irrelevant, right? Just go play something else. How to make my voice as crisp and energetic like yours? You're talented. Oh, thank you, man. Just love what you do. And learn to articulate your words. Really think about, like, as you say things, how you say things, the onus, the emphasis you want to put on them, you know what I mean? Lead your emotion through the mic, in simple terms. Easier said than done, but yeah. I was just kind of lucky because I started off in a very beneficial location of doing certain things with my voice that I didn't realize I was doing. But then I came to appreciate the skills involved in casting that I think a lot of people still take for granted, especially when like I talk to other like pros or viewers, even other casters sometimes. It is a skill set and it is it takes real thought to master. Some people might just be content with coming up with quirky like gimmick lines to say, but like to me it's more about how you apply your voice in the moment to add gravitas to it, you know? And the right level of gravitas. Anyone can scream to the moon, but screaming to the moon 24/7 isn't good casting. Because you haven't left yourself any room to improve, you know? Like, you can't When something truly epic happens, you now can't go past that 10. I've heard some people's response to that be, I can go past the 10. I was like, okay, you do you. It's time. Vortex is leading against Marine Lord. We head into the swamps for an Abbasid Mongol showdown. El Clasico. I always remember this one as the bait and switch. In the early days, Vortex and Marine Lord in the grand finals, Marine Lord threw Abbasids out to throw Vortex off. But these two civs' power dynamics have changed. Is Abbasid strong enough? It looks like they're going to have a struggle because the big challenge in the opening here, Mongols is meant to stop you from going fishing. Vortex said to hell with you, old man, and he went out to the pond, which led to Marine Lord cancelling his own dock and now going for a classic Dark Age spear rush from the Mongols to try and shut out Vortex's hopes. What and all, welcome back to the channel. Shout out to the two players, so far delivering an absolutely epic set that you should watch the entirety of. Finals before we get Yufei added to the game, a new Chinese civ coming in. The last taste of this before the table gets flipped and reset again. And thank goodness we have not had any tech issues so far. God, he's crashed. Oh, I had to open my stupid mouth, didn't I? Oh, man. I did say so far. Alright, boys should be getting in lobby again momentarily. And this was the map last time that caused all the problems, by the way. Phrygian Marshes needs to be renamed Freaky Marshes. I made the past finals crash? Of course I did. I need my content. Where else am I getting content at the moment? Dude, it's just logical. How much channel points in case of crash? We'll just cancel the prediction and then do a new one with a new lobby. Because obviously spawns will change and stuff. And definitely openings will change now. Now I think he might... Actually, he might still dock. We do final in 4 days for counter reset. Could you imagine just like, oh, we're just going to do it again on this completely new patch with completely new civ that's going to be banned straight away. Kappa. Actually, not Kappa. Absolutely will get banned straight away every time. Time to retire Phrygian? Yeah, I mean, but the thing is they had tech issues on Holy Island as well. Right, and this time around they didn't at all. This time they were fine. Can't host tournaments anymore, no one can? No, what are you on about, dude? I'm like done doing the work myself. Other people can go through the tiresome behind the scenes work of putting tournaments together and I'll just cast them. For God's sake, and they flipped sides. I knew it was going to do this. It crashed again. This is the most cursed grand finals in the history of finals. I can't. Was it just me, or did they actually crash? I think they crashed. The most cursed finals ever. I feel bad for the organizers, man. Like, what do you do now? You're like, well, we'll add a different map in? Like, how does that work? Doesn't. Poor guys, man. Poor guys. 1-1 is a best of 7 crash? Yeah, but who crashed at that time? Easiest way is to put them in the same room of the house? That doesn't work at all. Because Age of Empires 4 wasn't designed with a LAN setting. You still have to connect to a server. It doesn't change it, sadly. There's literally no like LAN offline 1v1 mode, right? There's no like local option. All right, let's try this again. Oh my god. Wait, no, that's the one. Wait, did they just make it again and it just crashed again? You can't be serious right now. All right, I'm restarting game. Oh my god. It's so cursed. Frisian marshes again. This is Attico. Was it no Attico? No, it wasn't. Who made the map? Oh my god, I forgot the name. Was it Attico? I don't think so. Can everyone remember now? It's been so long. It's been years. I was going to say, it's like it was their final revenge as they left. They're like, screw you all. This map will never work. I'm causing them to crash. It's not quite how it works. But yes, it is all me, twirly mustache. Wahahaha. No longer a net cable between Spain and France. Yeah, dude, it's like it's a conspiracy between like Anatan and Beastie. They both like they found the perfect positions to cut the wires globally. Like, ah ha ha! If we can't be in the finals, they can't. All right. Please. Please. All right, this is a good sign. We will know it crashed if we instantly get in game. You know what? Like, if they crash again, I'm just going to start up an old and error game in the background. We'd have to be against bots, though, sadly, but you know. Oh, man. Can you play AoE full while playing a real LAN? No. Unless they've got an experimental server I'm unaware of. Like, you still have to connect into... Like, your ping will be extremely low, but it's still going to have ping, right? Just the nature of the beast. The thing is, you'll be balanced on the ping. How you came back to AoE 4. It's simple. You just select the directory, and then you open Age of Empires 4, and hey presto. Jazz hands. All right. Because I'm gonna run a minute and a half ads now for you guys, so that you don't have to worry about them. Okay. Quantum physics. Intriguing. So what you're saying is like, basically, nobody can watch the game, and then in return, the game will have happened. But, even match history can't have existence of the game, so we just have to have the players tell us who won. We figured it out. It's like some next level advanced physics. Big brain, big brain. Oh. What day does the DLC come out? On Thursday, right? There won't be a tournament on the first weekend though, right? 9th, 10th? I don't think so. I mean, someone else can organize the tournament if they want. Well, Homestead starts... Yeah, Homestead starts just after that weekend on the 12th. I guess I'm going to have to do some weekday casting, aren't I? So we will sneak some weekdays back in. Whoop, whoop. Oh, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 6 days? Yeah, 6 days. Ugh, so that'll make up for the hours that weren't done this week. But there's definitely nothing that I'm aware of next weekend that someone's organizing. Very good at coming back. Is that meant to be a comment on, like, quips? I got kids sat? No, Emma. Saturday is also going to be like, it runs 12th to 17th. So, no. When you stopped your weekly KPMMs, I stopped watching AW4 regularly? Oh, damn. Yeah. I heard that from a bunch of people. It's kind of shame. Like, I mean, I warned it. It's like, I think anyone leaving is like it hurts. Like, it just breaks what's left of the scene. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't that big of a scene. All right. Finally, we are back, and I pray we do not crash. So, Vortex versus Marine Lord, a new spawn, a new game, a new day, and possibly a new build. He's going back for the dock this time, but Marine Lord, he's going to have to scout before he makes a choice, right? Let's see how he actually patterns himself around, because he's actually moving wide, so when he goes to scout, it's going to be pretty delayed, but then again, his wood income is going to be slow anyway. He has left the gur near the starting trees, so he'll be able to gather that wood up. But presumably, we're going to be looking at a Dark Age Rush. We want to get predictions online. They are online and heavily favoring Marine Lord right now. Look at all you Marine Lord fanboys. Just because he wins, like, almost all the time. Sometimes he loses. I mean, Abbasids does have a lot of power here if they're left alone. But that's why Mongols is meant to feel great. Like, why would they ever leave you alone? Sheep Hall shouldn't really matter too much, considering that you want to be on fish anyway. But if you do get forced back, always an important detail. A little bit of a rough spawn on gold for Vortex. If Marine Lord does something impressive on the opening Dark Age, he could block attack as well with an outpost rush. So something that Vortex wants to be a little bit mindful of here. I wonder if he'll just try and run all the way to the corner with the villager. Would be too late now, because now Marine Lord can punt the Falcon. Yes, coming off cooldown in 10 seconds. So throwing the Falcon out here is great, and then you move off to just scout more. Because that way you'll know if the villager is going home or not. In fact, yeah, just going to hang around and force him back. I mean, I figured he might scout a bit and then come back around. I guess his thought here is he doesn't want to let Vortex even gather the fish at all. I mean, he does have the right mind. If he waited any longer there, that villager would just be dead, right? If you get that villager down to like 35 HP, you can chase it back and kill. So gold gathering to begin. And it is going to be a Rax play for the one dock. Now, we did mention the thing that sucks here for Abbasids is you just kind of feel like you're giving a freebie over. But remember, he only spent 75 wood on this dock. His opponent will get paid 50, but he's going to have to invest quite a lot to do that, right? Usually probably 4 spearmen. And also, because that's going to use up his double production via the stone, that does weaken his timing in the beginning of Feudal, where usually what we see out of Mongol players in some matchups here, like against Jean, for example, is you would just build fishing, prep Feudal, and then be triple pumping Keshiks. First time you've seen a pro play in the blue? Yeah, I don't mind it with, like, there's only small ponds of water. We've got, isn't one of the new colors coming in the DLC? Isn't it a blue, I think? No, sorry, it's green. That's magenta and dark green. I'm like, why are we adding another green with most of the map being green? I mean, I think that when it comes to tournaments, you shouldn't really be allowed to choose your color. It should just be pre-allocated. I know some people hate that because, like, oh, but it's blah blah's character to always be yellow. Yeah, but it's horrible for some of the viewers, and really the viewers' priority is much higher on the list than the color that a player likes. Dude, he's going 7 spears? Well, he'll definitely kill the dock. I thought he'd go like 5 and then just slowly burn this down. Maybe he wants that outpost rush afterwards. You know, your opponent already pivoted to gold. It's not going to happen. And he did sneak out. Vortex ran all the way to the corner. Marine Lord, he should eventually find that, actually. So kind of weird that Vortex is giving him more of a jackpot here. Because remember, you can't rush your age up as the Abbasids. Villager. Oh, God, that's a dead villager. The Khan will be able to run that down. I think maybe Vortex assumed that Marine Lord would scout the rest of his side first, but Villy gets seen. Villy is dead. Military wing to come in 1 minute and 35. But by then, you're going to end up losing both the docks, right? It depends. Like, if your opponent hangs around here to kill the fishing boats, you should be able to sliver out an archer ship here. So he's going to hang around for fishing. Yeah, because, oh, in fairness, Marine Lord, he saw the villager running, but he didn't see the dock. So he doesn't have confirmation. So he takes what he knows over the gamble of maybe there being a dock there, maybe there not being one. And you see, that's just a smart move by Vortex. He pulls further away to force Marine Lord to chase, to guarantee that dock doesn't get scouted up. Great little play there from Vortex. Marine Lord is now going to be shifting over to check. Leaves the one spearman to finish off the final fishing boat. Be successful in. This should be fine, though. He'll start burning at, what, 30 seconds? Archer ship takes 25. He has got the wood, has got the food. It might be a bit snug. Because 7 spears, plus the fact, remember, once it's feudal, his burn damage goes up by an extra 3 points, I believe it was, from 10 to 13. I guess straight off the fishing, actually. Oh, Vortex, no! The garrison bug gets inside, but the torches were already thrown. That's -1 fishing boat. Aggro switches over. Vortex is going to cancel the fishing. He knows he needs a Dow. Go for it. He is. Archer ship gets queued up. 23 seconds is too long now, though. This is what I meant about the burst. From 10 to 13 is the difference maker. Even if he got that archer ship out, it would already been on fire, which means you're going to lose it all. And there's no way, no Dow. 5 seconds to go. Even if it comes out, that kind of feels worse. Oh, come on! So no chance to protect the fishing. Like I say, it feels worse, but if you get back out here, great. That's going to be a long way off. I think in some ways that probably served him better. That was less than a second. Oh, man, Marine Lord is throwing him the trash can right now. Has started to scale his own. And hold on a second, Vortex. Throw him down the extra docks. Oh, man. And this is the crazy thing. Because Vortex rebuilt the dock here, Marine Lord's eyes are averted from his side towards Vortex's. That's kind of sick. So, yeah, he's lost a lot of economy so far, but he's padded himself. And the question is now, will Marine Lord realize it quick enough? Pretty sick. Remember, the reason you can do this with Abbasids, it's only 75 wood per dock. A lot cheaper for you. That's why Abbasids became quite popular on this map. B, one of the first players to really hone in on that element. Before that, Abbasids usually came out due to the trade wing builds. But of course, trade in general kind of dead. And ever since they changed this map to only have one central trade post, even harder. Villager is going to get hunted here. Spears are on the way, though. Archer ship's going to be coming out on the close dock. I like this play. This is your distraction dock. You want all attention on this. The only downside is building an archer ship means that Marine Lord shouldn't really be harassing here that hard. I'll have to see. Spears look to retreat. Good micro. Notice that he targets the second line of spearmen to hit the back line. It's a heavy little bit of damage being done there. More archers on the way for Vortex, but he's heavily outnumbered right now because of his priority to get more fishing online. That is a very dead worker. It's like, is there a tree I can hide behind? Is there a tree? Is there a tree? Is there a tree? There's not. No. Wait, Marine. Okay, he sees it. So villager dead. Another one down. A little bit of an overextension there as the dive comes in. And I like this. Vortex is keeping an eye on where that villager is, so he knows when this becomes at risk. Another archer ship coming out. He really is gambling on Marine Lord being too focused on Vortex's side of the map. Does he have fresh foodstuffs? Has he got a mill? He has not got a mill. Oops. Yeah, no wheelbarrow either actually is pretty annoying here. Especially if your opponent starts adding in like 1 or 2 Keshiks. Which is possible with the amount of Pons he's getting online now. And there it is. Stable's coming through. So Vortex definitely not dead yet, but it is a bit of a gambit. It's worked out so far because of the way that Marine Lord has naturally moved through the ponds. No one coming up. He is going to get the heads up about it, though. Problem is, that Doc is now going to see him back the other way. Good news is, your opponent might not realize these 2 ponds. He might just think you went for a corner pond. Not ship on the way again. Fishing boat's a little bit of risk. Vortex doesn't garrison them. Gets one in now. It's going to be important because he can heal the archer ship. And now Dao goes to work. Targets are spinning down. And now the attack speed arrow gets activated. Needs to repair. Baits him further back. Taking a lot of damage here. Fishing boat is going to go down. Archer ship, though, has reduced the burn damage out on him. He will cancel the fishing boat. But archer ship dead. However, it keeps the Doc alive. And he killed, what, 4 spearmen and an archer? So that ends up being 400 resource lost for you spend 230 plus the fishing 75. So actually a good trade there for Vortex. Horseman following up as well because Marine Lord barely has any spears at this stage. And the villager gets the bad news. Oh, he didn't actually see him. That's kind of crazy. I think it's the fishing boat vision instead. Spin those fishing boats. Archer harassment now coming over. Needs more archer ships out here. It's going to be queuing them up. In both ponds or no, just the one. Very slow burn now, only 3. Now this is important. This time around, there's no blunder on the fishing boats. They're all alive. So if you get target fired on the archer ship, you can clutch repair. It's going to switch over to the other pond. Vortex. Doesn't get the immediate reaction, so -1. Horseman now arriving though. Archer ship also here. Makes it hard to fight in the air from Marine Lord. We'll have to steer to the south side. Fishing boats again being harassed. It's difficult, man. Like, in this game now, Vortex can go back and just secure all of the other ponds. Because Marine Lord needs to try and work really hard to secure his. There's a bit of a pop block issue here for Vortex. Keshik's added in does make it a bit weirder for Vortex now. Yeah, you don't have an anti-cavalry unit. Not with Horseman Archer. So burn continues. Archer ship does get queued up. Can be a bit tight. If Marine Lord spreads a bit, he can get the burn. In fact, yeah, the archer damage might be enough here. Because 16 damage doesn't sound like a lot, but it should put him over the threshold. Good job so far, however. It does get baited away. That's the archer ship spawning. Vortex gets enough. No. Build a house. Build a house. Oh, no. It comes out too late. Dock down fire, meaning that's going to be corner spawn forfeit eventually. Then again, he can make Marine Lord work for us. Marine Lord's going to want more archers to insta-kill the Dow. So although he'll eventually lose the fishing, this combo being alive means he can't secure it. Look at what Vortex is doing. He's played this game so well, actually. The double down on the fishing, 100% the right call. The perfect fishing bait. Marine Lord now left with mass archers. Vortex begins to tech up. Culturing it is. I don't mind seeing him add in a few more horsemen, but I imagine he'll start to just save his resources. Nice drag there. Keshik baits the Dow far. The fishing boat's still on the reaction. Only 1 left alive. Archer ship is going to be sacked. Great find there by Marine Lord. Demo ship has been queued up, but this is kind of an obvious play at this stage. All Marine Lord needs to be careful of is the archers. You can't easily kill the Keshiks with a demo ship, and they'll heal afterwards anyway. He might be able to get some of the spears, though. Nicely done. Actually gets the 4. So profitable exchange there. Killed double what it cost him. Slight rebate coming in as Marine Lord does get the bounty for the burn. Not much fishing on this side, right? No. That's kind of a problem. So Vortex has the fishing boat lead, but he's about to be... Wait. The villager? He got a villager out there again. He repaired it. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so no, he's still good here for a while longer. She needs to get positioning, right? Staggered formation. Archer's moving in. Now is going to retreat a bit. Fishing bow is going to get the repair off. And now they're starting to stack. More damage for him. Take that to mummy, darling. Don't. Oh, my God. Freya, it's wet. Get out of here. Good God. She just came in and was like, Daddy, look. Something soaking over my laptop. And oh, the horseman raid gets in on the tree line. Target fire is good as well, so can't just turn around the shivs. That's going to be -3 there. Much needed raid for Vortex. Tech up complete. Draws attention away from his own base. And he still has the dock over here. That's pretty sick. I was not expecting the horseman to go into the base, but this is the weakness of TC on the Uvu. Your woodline on this map is completely exposed. Good body block as he slips through. Does get another worker kill for it, though. And Lancer production begins. Vortex in a strong position if he can get that first wave of Knights out. How many stables? Ooh, 4 stables. He's got the food income starting to inflate in the corner again. He can get that pump going. Another dock is going to go down in the meantime, but no worker out here to build a new dock of his own. If Vortex gets up to like 10 Lancers, I'm pretty worried actually from Marine Lord. He has the right idea now adding in Spearman again. The problem is Vortex has got Archer production and remember, he has access to composite bows, which turns Abbasid Archers into Gatling guns. Lancers arrive. Marine Lord in a bit of a pickle here. He's starting to save. Should be a Kurtai. Lancers are going to fall back. Veterancy for Archers isn't in yet. Baits him towards the Archer ship again. Good fight point. Steel Arrow 1 about to complete. Horseman raid does finally get ended, so no more ponies there. But we're soon to be 10 Knights. Kurotai is on the way. Tricky from Marine Lord. It gives him this big burst potential, but I think the thing that makes Abbasid quite uniquely powerful here is their ability to out-DPS even Kurotai. You get the boot camp for the extra health, so it balances out against slight healing. But the other big thing here is that Kurotai is going to give you a pretty decent damage buff, 20%. Your opponent, however, is going to get an increased attack speed of 33%. So fight standing still should favor Abbasid if they can reach a comparative count on Archers. And remember, in the meantime, your opponent might have Kurotai buff, doesn't have Archer upgrade. That's a minute away. Critical fight incoming. Crossbow transition immediately out of Marine Lord. Lancers look over towards the docks. They turn towards the Archers, but the Yam makes this difficult. The Archers now diving in. Ranged armor 2 about to complete. Lancers a little bit overwhelmed there. -2. Almost a third. Good hold. Vortex trying to run before he can walk here. Holds near the tree line to minimize the Keshik damage. Kurotai is not deployed. He's trying to fight away from it. The veterancy for Keshik is indeed in. And the Archers, the count not there. The food income is now starting to worry me a bit here. Vortex isn't gathering deer. He isn't injecting more food. Lancers, they spread out. Keshiks are going to stand their ground. Kurotai to deploy. The pushback continues, and oh no! Vortex! Composite bows is now on the way. But he's now forfeited map control by doing this. It's the power of attack and defense, right? Marine Lord just having that perfect posturing and just the attempted dive into Kurotai is always a difficult one. I thought maybe Vortex would try to shift wider, hunt for economy instead. But he straight up just sent it down mid. Like a feeder and Dota too. He didn't think he was feeding, he thought he was dominating. Defensive strat coming in now. It's only going to be arrow slits though. Lance is overwhelmed. Freya, take it to mummy. I don't need dirt and water in here, darling. Thank you. Veterancy on Archers with the composite bows is not going to be good enough. GG gets called. The bait docks look sick, but in the end, Marine Lord did not panic. He will not fold, and Mongols will flex over Abbasids on Frisian again. Now I need to check that she didn't put any water in my laptop. I don't think so. I think we're safe. Oh, no, not the other one. Ez, come here. Come here. Come on, buddy. Look who I found.
He's my brother.
Say hello.
He's my brother. You don't know how.
Your hair's disappearing though, mate. It's too blonde. Yeah?
Okay.
He's a natural.
He said, "Ooh, cat."
Alright, quick. You can hop on my lap for a sec. But you guys have got to go.
Why?
Because Daddy's got to work. And I can't have you both.
No, but we want to go outside.
Alright, you go outside. You're very muddy, actually. Yeah, definitely go. Go on, mate.
Because we want to get some dirt water. Oh, he wants to
Yeah, you can go play with dirt water, but you ain't playing with it there. One sec, guys. I've got to close that door. Alright, there we go, bless them. Yeah, no, they're not allowed in here when they're wet. That's a written law. I kind of like my electronics not breaking. And they will break them for sure. Whew. Alright, boys are going to be setting up lobby now. Let's see, what picks we got coming in? So, Marine will try to pick Chinese Malians, Chinese snipe, so he gets Malians. Vortex Sengoku Japan gets Japanese. I think we are heading into Dry Arabia with that. Could be Three Little Pigs, but I think maybe Dry Arabia here. Mali can be pretty chill against Japan, by the way. Like, I think Japanese players, like, it's tricky to try and break Mali in feudal. But if it goes to castle, it feels like Malians remain pretty dominant for a while there. What rank are they on the AoE ladder? I mean, ladder rank just genuinely doesn't matter. It's not like AoE 4 pub rank ladder is not indicative of skill in pro play because some players just don't bother. Like Marine Lord right now, I don't even know what rank his account would be. Apparently he's 387th. Yeah, Marine Lord is the best player in the game. He doesn't do ranked. Vortex is second in the world on pub ladder. But like if you go across to like esports and you look at tournament elo, Marine Lord is first and Vortex is third. Let me turn this down a bit. Ooh. Alright, let's see if I was right about the map. It's either Dry Arabia or Coastal. I would be quite surprised if it was Three Little Pigs, because I think he still has stuff like Macedonians. Where's that game? That must be loading now. I'm going to run 2 minutes of ads now. Okay, no, showing they're in lobby again. They must be loading. Bit weird. Yeah, I'm going to run 2 minutes ads now so you guys don't get them in game, okay? Possible 3 more match points for a BO9. I mean, it would still be a best of 7 in that situation. But yes, we can get up to 7 games. 7 games is the max. Yeah, like the Sengoku pick, I think he knew it was always going to get sniped. It should almost always get sniped. So I think unless Vortex has some crazy strategy in mind, like a surprise map, like I'm going to pick it specifically here. Kind of like a haha, new strategy reveal. I don't think you're ever going to see Sengoku this series. It just feels way too good in pros' hands. Which is why I laughed at how minimal the nerfs were to them. Dude, I didn't even realize when she brought the wet piece of paper in, I didn't realize it was a wet piece of paper at first until she passed it to me. And I'm actually quite lucky that I didn't start dripping into the laptop. Japan versus Mali? Yeah, we'll get predictions up in a minute. Oh, look, there you go. 10 whole minutes for predictions? God damn, that's generous. You can give him 10 minutes? I would have probably said 5. Well, I guess they'll have the first 5 minutes in-game. But yeah. I'm usually like you get to see the spawn and that's kind of it. Ha 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 ha. I always find it funny when you try to run ads for people between games so they don't have to get them, and then the amount of people who just leave the stream. You're like, all right. The alternative is I just literally have it automatically run whenever. Which is 100% more cursed, you know? The reason I run it higher is like, we run 2 minutes because if it's like if it ends up being a 50-minute game, I think that protects you. But like, if it's a 50-minute game, we don't run 2 minutes ads, you'll get them mid-game, I think. Is it 5? You said it as 10, but it's fine. It'll basically be like 5 minutes in game is when the prediction will end. I'm weighing up whether I'll do some magic on stream after this or not, as there is some things I need to record and sort. But we'll see. I'm hoping to get the website up for my new agency today. Hopefully. Just been waiting on a few of my cool creators to get their bios written up across to me that they want on the websites. Two Pikeman Vortex Rush against the Malian mine? Could do. I mean, like, most Malian players at this point don't care, and they'll just comfortably outpost up. Usually it's just the threat of it coming means that you don't build all your pit mine houses, which slows down your gold anyway. Japan's like one of the exceptions where, because the racks are so cheap, it can still be worth doing, but you know, it might be that he just says to hell with it and doesn't bother at all. Give me different vibes. Yeah. What time does the new DLC drop, by the way, on Thursday? Thursday, does it have? It doesn't have a time. Of course it doesn't. Why would it give us a time, XD? I actually haven't looked at like anything to do with Jin in detail. Remember hearing about the Mounted Grenadiers and the Iron Pagodas. Shotgun units sounds pretty cool, though. The Eruptors, which 100% guys were calling they're called shotguns. All right, can we agree right here and now that we will not call that new unit Eruptors, the one that like has a scatter blast? We will call it shotgunners. I mean, in fairness, that is literally what it is. All right. Oh, it was Dry Arabia, like we said, right? Yerp. Not much information. Yeah, but the description on the page makes it sound like shotgunners. All right, let's get ready to roll. It's time. Two of the civs on the ladder that are driving you crazy are about to clash in this grand finals. One and all, welcome back to your daily dose of Age of Empires for action. Vortex, with the Japanese in the yellow, is looking to take the lead once more in this grand final showdown that is delivered blow to blow, back and forth. Marine Lord, meanwhile, has one of the absolutely goated civs in the meta right now. Malian's first pick worthy and first strike capable. He's going to look to try and take game number 5 this best of 7 with them in the pink. Welcome back, one and all. Pretty cool spawn as well. Back goals like this. We're just Fury crafting, and whether it's going to be a Rax opening. At this point, Malian players have gotten so good at dealing with that Dark Age Rax opening, it doesn't really have effect. And that is... Wait, what? What? No! Okay, missed opportunity to snipe the scout early there. Vortex was walking out to berries, as you would for a fast castle build. And it looks like Marine Lord maybe lost track of where the tree line was and pathed through the TC. If that had been sheep gathering, that would have been a dead scout. It's really unfortunate for Vortex. That would have been a huge advantage for him. Yeah, I've got a feeling we're probably seeing fast castle out of Japan, and Marine Lord confirmed it. That was maybe that was intentional actually. It might have been he went that deep because he saw how far away the villagers were and didn't think they could get back in time. So it may have been less a misclick and more like a calculated choice, because what he's done now is he knows there's no Dark Age Rax Rush because look at his scout vision. He went deep enough to check all around the TC. He didn't see a Rax, so he gets to put all of his pit mines up straight away. Pretty cool little detail there. Could have been a bit dangerous if the villagers had turned, but I think he was always watching just in case. So pretty cool. And he now knows that it's fast castle because, you know, you've not done any like harassment, so the assumption would be now that you've gone for berries first, you got 3 on gold. I mean, it's possible Vortex tries to play feudal, but I feel like I feel like it's become less effective to play feudal into Malians as the months have gone on. Like, it used to be you could do some things with Yuumi against the javelin spam, weirdly enough, but now, ever since we saw a shift into Sofa, has it got better or has it got worse? Because Yuumi do have great kiting capabilities, but Sofas just overall feel very threatening to scale into in feudal. So 2 on Kura doesn't exactly reveal Vortex's hand. It's probable we're looking at Castle Rush, but not guaranteed. If it was 1 villager, 100%. It could be that he pivots into 1 or 2 units upon tech up, but I'm still sticking with this being a castle play right now. I mean, why else would you keep 3 on gold still? Mansa reaction coming in. So does Marine Lord want to try to contest this by opening Sofa and harassing, or does he want to just try and mirror the tech play? Passive gold, he can easily get into the first ranch. He's got 7 on wood right now. Obviously, this could just be a production building. But I wouldn't be surprised if he like opens with a ranch first. Vortex has got 2 on wood. So why has he got 2 on wood here? He's going to need a house soon. But the other thing is, if you do think your opponent's going to be harassing you, you want to be ready to start setting up an outpost. Because an outpost here is pretty high value because of the gold and the berries being so close together. Also, I'm outraged. Why did he not place the forge between them? Oh, Freya, I don't want them, darling. Thank you. Take them back, Mummy. Ask Mummy if you can have them. She's picking for my food. Yeah, Emma got me, because of like this huge diet change, she got like some of those, was it rice crackers or whatever? She got some of the ones that has chocolate on them. I still don't think they're that good. I don't get the appeal of rice crackers. Like, is the appeal literally that people don't feel fat eating them, and that's why they do it? How many visitors are there tonight on my Twitch channel? What, you mean my kids? There's 2 of them. And yeah, that is macro for castle. 4 on gold still. Berry's almost complete. Sheep game, by the way, was a win for Vortex. 17 to 12, because remember, Marine Lord spent a little bit of time diving the TC to check. Rice crackers are good? No, I don't think so. I feel like they just taste of like nothing nice, and the texture isn't great either. I don't know. My life is just getting more and more sucky. You know, like gluten-free bread. Oh, God. The texture's exactly. The texture's like underwhelming. Dude, here's the thing. If it was like Rice Krispies cereal, if Rice Crackers was like that, I'd be all over them. Yeah, but there's not enough chocolate. I think they would have to have equal amount of chocolate to Rice Crackers, and then I'd be game. But at that point, you might as well just have a chocolate bar. Okay, so a little bit of laming on the deer to spread them out. So Marine Lord's less efficient. And it is going to be stable as beginner. Setting up the second pit mine now. Vortex, of course, has those free farms coming in for the Kura, which is what makes fast castles so good for Japan. Then you'd actually be fat. I don't care. For me, it's like I can't eat other things. It's not about fat or not fat. And 1 sec, I've got to get rid of a little toddler. No, he's very happy about it. How you go? is heavily broken, and they keep breaking it. Gluten-free bread tastes cardboard. Dude, it's such a weird texture, and then the taste is underwhelming. I did try some, like, gluten-free tiger bread, though, and that was pretty legit. Depends on the brand and everything, too. The problem is, like, I can't afford to go fancy on that crap. Like, if you guys ever looked at the price of gluten stuff, like gluten-free stuff, it's, like, insanely priced. The moment that the word gluten-free gets written on something, it's over double the price. So Outpost coming up anyway. He was threatened by the Warrior Scout, so good read there. But I love the way he done this. Vortex reacted with an Outpost after he began tech, essentially. Guaranteeing that he's not just wasting away with surplus food and not enough gold. So 12 the floating gate now. Marine Lord, are we seeing a mirrored play? We are seeing more ranches now. It's going to be under a little bit of pressure here with the Mount Samurai, though. Triggers to bake your own bread? Yeah, but I've heard, like, you don't save any money with that as well. Right? It's just as expensive. Maybe the taste is better, but the price difference isn't. Like, you know how some things you're convinced... Oh, you know, a perfect example is make your own rice, as in, like, you know, cook it instead of getting the microwave balls. Yeah, you save money there. It doesn't work that way with loaves of gluten-free bread. Okay, so blind for Vortex. He lost the scout. It's going to be Mount Samurai beginning, like every Japanese game ever. Not about saving money, it's about having bread that tastes good. No, but I need it to be both. Like, you say that, but think about the amount of things you can cook that would taste good and you'd save money. Thank God gluten-free pasta isn't much more expensive. Wait, there's extra sheep. Oh, yeah, there's the scout ones, I think. So yoinks a few extra there. That's good because it strips Vortex of his longevity underneath his town center. Then you shouldn't be gluten-free because it will always cost... Okay. Your mistake here is you now, like, you've assumed I have a choice in this. Technically, I have a choice, but that choice is akin to self-harm. Yay me. This isn't like when someone's like, oh, you know, like, I'm just going to eat salads now because my hips are getting too fat, right? This is like, I just don't have a choice. Otherwise, I'm literally poisoning my body. All right, little game pause. Okay, this is a weird... If you don't have a choice, then cost shouldn't be your primary motivator. Dude, it absolutely should, right? If you can't afford things, like, come on, what kind of discussion is that? That's like the same argument people make about, like, healthcare to try and justify insane pricings on IV bags. Like, well, if it's that important, you'll be able to afford it. Well, let me just go and shake my money tree in my garden. I'm sure that'll fix it. What? Yeah, hopefully this is a pause and we're not just getting into something more rough and sinister. Like a remake? Nah, we're good to go. Alright, I'm going to go for a mini pause because sometimes this happens after a pause where it starts. But first we're looking on the way home. We didn't talk much about Vortex's spawn at the beginning, by the way. It kind of sucks. The beginning was good, the berries and gold at the back, but the berries afterwards are horrible. The deers are past the tree line. It's really hard to get out of his base. North side is pretty open too. At least there's gold there. The deer. Marine Lord is floating. More spear, more sofa here. Cow count up to 12 already, so not too far for tech timing. He's showing appropriate respect to the Mount Samurai. You can eat rice and potatoes. Rice and potatoes is fine. The problem is, like, a lot of things you'll look to buy now. Like, a perfect example is, like, yeah, if I wanted to treat myself and I was like, oh, Pringles used to be a treat. You can't eat Pringles. Pringles, weirdly enough, are not gluten-free. Little interesting tidbit for you. There is also the hilarity of, like, certain chocolate bars from Cadbury's being gluten-free and other ones not. It's a rabbit hole once you go down it. Okay, looks like he's going to snipe out the Monk. Well played there. You want to slow down the gold inflation here. One of the weaknesses of Japan is with this strat, they just eat through their gold. Like, there's no tomorrow. They eat through their gold like I would eat through some of those premium gluten-free chocolate balls. 1% of people that actually have celiacs, and gluten is absolutely making their lives miserable. That being said, about a third of my friends claim they need to be gluten-free. I've learned, not question. So, like, yeah, so I can give, like, insights on that. It's, like, basically, for me, I had the blood test done. That didn't show it. But then I had a biopsy. And that showed signs of celiacs, which suggests an allergy to gluten. And, like, they haven't expanded beyond that. So I'm still basically in, like, it's probably celiacs, but they haven't 100% confirmed. Fun fact, by the way, if you want to confirm celiacs by redoing a blood test, you would have to then eat a bunch of gluten. Whoop, whoop. Nice for a straight fight here is going to be rough. By the way, this type of strat is going to be so much weaker in a week. Remember, they've changed deflective armor to take so much longer now. It's currently 8 seconds. It's going to be 15. All the symptoms of you eat gluten are really bad stomach pains for me. It varies from person to person as well, right? Like, some people, it's just going to be you're on the crapper. Like, you're going to be worse than Drongo after a Vindaloo. But, like, it can be things like just feeling absolutely bloated. It doesn't even necessarily need to be you're crapping. It could just be you're in absolute pain or bloat or whatever. It's very weird. Alright, Mountain Samurai looking around the back. I like this timing, actually. Baits him on the forward. Yumi distracting right now. The Mountain Samurai creeping in. Marine Lord hasn't reacted yet. Vortex gets on top of it. It's going to be -1. Doesn't get the second. The pathing a little bit off there. Charges through, though. And the connect! Short range charge to get free. Will cost him one of the knights, though. Does actually get in on the other side of those. So great maneuvering there by Vortex to leverage the backside of the base to be given more territory. Marine Lord having to forfeit the front side of his base with that move. Nice snipe there by the Donzos. Mad Samurai once again into tree line, but not going to find a target this time. Yumi numbers continue to inflate. Upgrades have been queued by Marine Lord, but he does not have many so far. Sorghum Flower? I don't know what that is. People sleeping on the spear brace cooldown change? Check my YouTube video. You'll find I am not. It's a pretty big change. You can't bait them out anymore. Combine that with the change to Mounted Samurai's deflective armor, I actually don't think Mounted Samurai are going to be the big bullies on the playground anymore. Wait, what are you doing? Really? Oh, he actually could have got out! Deletes the calf. Another relic coming home all the same. I think he actually could have got out of that just in time. Would have been really close, though. But obviously, he's focusing on multiple things here, so goes in for the clash. Yumi just sniping down those Donzos as they go. Donzos that have now been upgraded. A little bit out of time forced towards the deer. Mount Samurai, of course, can always escape what's happening over here. He wants to try and trade out as he goes. Veterancy for Yumi is still not there. It's finally on the way, but this took a long time alongside Steel Arrow 2. Which is why the Donzos haven't really been flopping. No, count just continues to surge up. We have got Eurosure drop TC, so Villager Lead begins to build for Vortex. And we are 14 cal deep from Marine Lord, so not a full Lani. Partial. So this is where Yumi can start to pose a bit of a threat. The problem right now for Marine Lord, his comp is heavily imbalanced. His opponent is 50-50, meanwhile he's like 80-20. The sofa count needs to ramp up. He has got the resources for it now that the pressure's been relieved. And the Curse Storehouse is almost capped out on what it's going to offer. There's a few more farms to come in, but like eventually Vortex has to start thinking about the dangerous resources like these deer, like the berries we talked about, that could expose him. Oh, your mum was allergic, intolerant to milk and protein after chemo. And yeah, you notice all the things in milk. It's like crazy the amount of things in milk. Like the one for me that is brutal actually is like, you know, chocolate is already expensive. And the crazy thing is it's still staying expensive because of the rising cost of cocoa. But then what they've been doing is they've been supplementing cocoa with like more milk and things like wheat flour. Like, it's very hard to enjoy chocolate. A bit of press from Marine Lord. Yumi count not really out of control here. Vortex really just trying to prioritize the Mount Samurai. And the relic is 4 for Vortex. Soon to be 5. It's going to be 5 relic game. This is sick. Melee upgrades starting to come in. Really would benefit from getting that tier 2 on the stone. He's almost there, which means we'll have Uma Bannerman. That's a huge damage buff for these Mounted Samurai. Meanwhile, the problem for Marine Lord, he has got these hybrid attacks, yes, but doesn't have that consistent flurry that Yuumi offers up. Layering like 5 jabs to Yuumi here, because it's more expensive than what you just stated. Because he has to add in production buildings for it as well. That's an extra 150 per one of those you do. Then you probably want to upgrade the jabs, at least to veterancy. That's going to be like number 350. And also, javelins are a premium unit at 120 apiece. They also don't help you with the Mounted Samurai problem. What he's gambling on is he just has enough units to A-click into a fight. And what is up, Mr. Pessimistic? I appreciate the prime sub, buddy. Welcome back. I mean, oh, that's good timing. The one surfer on the back. Getting his butchering sword ready. Marine Lord doesn't clock it. No. He's focused on the dive in. Vortex. Frontline villagers. Does have the courier to keep them safe. Dive continues, though. A few workers are going to go down here and get picked. And now the Selvin tree line does pull it away. Sofa continue to dive in, though. And the Yuumi just out of position here. Donzo's continue to dive. Marine Lord got his Zerg. We've arrived in Lake Castle. And it has reached that standard Marlian point. The Flood feeling uncontestable here. Daimyo level 2 just came in, sure. There's still no Uma Bannerman. And you'll see in the Mounted Samurai, they're trying to pick the split of Donzos, but there's still just a big bulk pushing in. Villagers now in trouble too. There's going to be a wall attempt to try and reset things. Buys a little bit of time. The damage looking like it's been done here. A 7-worker lead. The Fulani on top. And Marine Lord still with a sizable force to keep on pressing. This is brutal. Vortex. Idle time added up on top of that. 8 seconds for Marine Lord, 44 for Vortex. Even with the Yorishiro drop, there's a lot of catching up to do and a lack of food in the coming minutes to have to do so. Then you have to start thinking farms. Meanwhile, that's the beauty of cow spam. You've already got your farms, really. Samurai are just going to try to punch it a bit more. He forced away. Body blocks in there from just a few cavalry units. Stops an easy retreat. And forces the stand ground, whittling away at what little is left of the Spaniards' defense in Game 5. It will be a GG call, and Marine Lord now 1 game away from being crowned EWC champion. Vortex played this game badly. In what way? Gotta elaborate. You can't just say someone sucks. You can, but it's a bit of an assy thing to do. I think this matchup is very hard for Japan, usually. He plays raids early very well, but he didn't really find the kicker to stop the inflate of Marine Lord. Yeah, to me, Marine Lord just done what he does very well. He played defensively well. I think when you're dealing with a Marine Lord, you really need a Civ that can all-in hard commit, not a Civ that can raid him to death. Marine Lord is one of the best players at the game at repelling raids. Really where Vortex looks strong in this series is when he's able to get that big grouping together for a full push. But like, even at the point where it looked like Vortex was strong and Marine Lord was weak, the thing you have to remember is that Vortex was then starting to branch out, right? At the point where it looked like Vortex was strongest, he then had to pause his food gathering to go to the deer, and then the initial gold runs out. Like, these things kind of kick you in the face. Forcing him out Samurai, even when he's seen 40 Donzos. Maybe in the next patch, you could argue Samurai instead, but it's like, what else are you going to build there? Because the problem is, like, you think, yeah, I can build Yuumi, but you're already seeing a few Sofa coming out, and Sofa gets so much armor that they ruin Yuumi as an idea, right? Maybe Spears? Spears could have been cool. The reason why I think most people gravitate away from Spears against Marlians is because they have the +1 armor and the extra 10 health on their Spears, as well as the throw attack. The funny thing is, actually, Japan can do Spears quite well, because they can go for a Bannerman, and they also have got an extra +1 melee. It's like, maybe Spears would have been his way out, but you know most Marlian players want to start doing archers. Surface do bonus against infantry. That's true too. It's like, I think maybe the one change that could have came in is like an earlier timing on an Uma Bannerman may have held him a bit better. Springles is kind of cool, but the problem is like we're still in a cavalry meta and then you're playing wider. Like until you've got walls up, it does feel very hard to rely on the idea of Springles, you know? There's a few crazy players that will do it like B, but for most players, unless you've got walls up, you have no way of delaying a raid, you have no way of funneling a fight. Springles are best when you can do those two things. All right, so let's mark it up. Macedonians, Shushi, Coastal Cliffs. Let me check what the other two picks were. So Marine Lord's sniped pick was Chinese. Vortex's sniped pick, as expected, was Sengoku. What the hell does that word mean? I'm not going to blind say a word I don't even know what it means. (3-2) from Marine Lord. He's one away from winning. Still, Grand Finals has actually delivered a decent length on the set, which is good. I'm going to run a minute of ads now. Who's that ping in the background? Which region do I run those ads for? I mean, whatever region they're playing, right? Just tries to do it to get rid of ads on the Twitch side. Or at least for a little bit. All right. Interesting direction, Lucas. All right, you can own your own invention on that one. I'll let you keep that one. You can fly that flag high on your own created words. I'll give you a real word. It's a powerful one. You ready? Creature engine. Love that word. Were the games good or not? Yeah, some of them were decent, especially the first two. Suppose Macedonians will play cavalry here? Yeah, most probable. You can also actually, like, you can go... I think you can end up, like, 1-1-1. That's pretty decent, right? Because, like, what did Chuk do there? Because you can keep Spearman at bay. Like, you could end up on Chuk Horseman and then just kind of get kited out by Spear plus Borgmaffer. Because of the extra range on their archers and the movement speed. I feel like this is the type of matchup where Shushi probably want to stay cavalry wherever possible. Which, for certain reasons, can suck. KB called a 4-2. I've just seen this too much, man. Too much. Too many games watched. More hours casted of A4 than anyone else at this point. That's either a flex or a depress. Any AMD investors in chat? I need to talk to my AMD guy. I want to see if I can get sent one of the new 9950X 3D2s. Was it? I think that's what it was called. Those things look sick. Beastie costs more? Beastie plays and streams a lot of him playing. All my hours of AoE 4 are literally me casting. Like, when Beastie's in a tournament playing, I'll be in that tournament casting. So mathematically, more hours casted. Pretty confident of that. More hours streamed overall, probably Beastie, yeah. Especially at the moment, but... I just degen a lot of casting. What about Drongo? Drongo doesn't stream though, right? Oh, let me flip them around. That's the thing. Like, Drongo might... You know, he's got a bunch of cast games, but, like, obviously Drongo will maybe cast 1 or 2 games, 3 games a week or whatever. Whereas I have a lot of crap that doesn't even make it to the YouTube side because I'm like, it's not good enough. But it definitely adds up. Feels a bit wasteful sometimes. Free? No, it's free too. It could all end here. One and all, welcome back to the channel for what might be the final tournament game before the new DLC drops. Marine Lord with the Sushi up against Vortex's Macedonians to stay alive in the EWC Grand Finals. We head into Coastal Cliffs. Vortex with those Macedonians flexing in yellow, while Marine Lord trusts Sushi to deliver him across the line. An interesting matchup, one that we don't see too often. I have this feeling Macedonians might have an edge here. Radari could feel pretty strong into Sushi Legacy if they don't get the Pro Scout playoff and enough food. And then there's things like Archers. The Archers and Macedonians should invalidate the potential for Chugnu to even be on the menu. I'll have to see though. Looking at the spawn, pretty decent one from Marine. Look how tight that tree line is. Very wallable and accessible tree line. And then what? Golds are leaning south side, which sucks a little for him. Deer split though. Both forward spawns when it comes to Vortex's side. So Pro Scouts might be possible here. Although a little bit risky when you're playing up against Hippodrome Horsemen from the Macedonians. Rainlord is going to get Radari'd. So the maths is interesting, right? It's like Radari should feel pretty good there. But the thing you have to remember is that Sushi do have a 20% increased attack speed. Plus, they have ramped up production rates. So like the goal here is kind of not perfect one-to-one better quality, but close and then quantity in favor of Sushi. The challenge here is going to be whether he can get enough food. Already a good start, though, 12 to 15. So Sheep Games slightly favoring Marine Lord. If he leaves the 2 on gold, we're probably looking at Pro Scouts. Hello, Roshot. You have a lot of videos between 500 and 2,000 views. How profitable are those? I imagine a lot of editing time goes into them. Not a drastic amount originally, but we've started to add those extra, like, you know, intros and things like that. And then there's thumbnails, etc. You know, probably not making much on a 2,000 view video, to be blunt with you. 2,000 view video, if you have a CPM of $10, which is very high, you make $20. So yeah, it definitely doesn't pay the bills. That scale is great. You have to have that scale. Shout out as well to my editor. Couldn't do it without him. Mega has been a mega boon in keeping that going, Mega H. Honestly, you couldn't do it without him because I just wouldn't have the time. So Imperial Hippodrome coming in. Meditation Garden a bit lame. Looking forward to the changes with the new Meditation Garden where this would increase resources in range. Especially going to be powerful for berry play, actually. Yeah, it might also give away that Sushi can hit their spam timings without needing to rely on Pro Scouts. And this is a best of 7. Yeah, like YouTube, if I think it's much more healthy for a content creator if you're able, for like financial reliability, if you're able to scale YouTube over Twitch. Obviously, for me, I love the community elements, which, you know, live streaming wins on compared to edited videos. Yeah, like when you're at the, if you ever reach the stage, if you're a YouTuber and you reach, like, you're going to reach the stage where you're like 100k views per video, comfortable life. So Rax play coming in. Makes sense up against the Hippodrome. He has pulled off of the gold. So looks like we will not be getting Pro Scouts this game. And Vortex taking advantage of the deer already. Moves on the flank. He did scout the forward Rax, so we should be seeing a Varangian Stronghold coming in momentarily. All these people talking about their stocks. Is there any freelancers in chat that like this as well? I feel like when you're freelance, you don't necessarily like put your excess money into savings or stocks. You just like to have it available. Gonna get some investment advice from someone in chat now. Alright, survival techniques on the way. I like that. Like, this is the cool thing about playing on a deer with Macedonians. It's just another way of using some of your gold that you want to gather anyway to get your silver tax. And Vorpal is going to be there. Marine Lord This is not pro scouts. You need to secure more food. This will do it. Nice it down with the spearman just to tank the aggro. Villagers will now turn, but it's taking a lot of damage there still. Nice area, though. You could outpost this up, wall this up. Pretty easy to secure. Do we know if the meditation guard will increase food count on pro scout deer? Unsure, but I'd assume because the current behavior doesn't track food entities that move, it won't in the new, right? It's like sheep doesn't accrue more from meditation guard and deer didn't. I don't think that'll change. It'd be kind of broken if it did. Branching stronghold. Nicely done. This is because now he can set up arrow slits on a delay here so that if he gets hit on the flank, he always has protection. Bugmaffer production has begun. A little bit of poke raid coming in here. Not going to be able to achieve too much. I like that reaction as well. Marine Lord actually just sets up the village here so that he has basically enough room to garrison almost every worker. Tricky part is he actually did bring 8 villagers plus the taxman, which means 1 will always die. And he is going Chug. Okay, so this is the thing I wasn't sure of, if you remember. I was saying this feels a little bit weak against Macedonians because of their options. They already have horseman production. But on top of that, the archers can heavily outrange you and kite you because eventually he's going to get a Radari champion out of this building that gives increased movement speed. And that's before we start talking about the rune stones you can drop that also give movement speed as well as range to Bogmaffer. So interesting choice by Marine Lord. I think he's just trying to brute force on quantity. Maybe he's still got a Malian brain a little bit. That last game where he was able to overzerg. You know, Sushi have some timings around that, sort of, but I think there's less constant pump. And that's a pretty cool change. Look at what Vortic's done. He's going Varangian. Yeah, pretty solid front line, especially if you go for the melee armors. So it gives melee and ranged armor. It gives extra health, melee, and ranged armor. Against Chug, this is very impactful. And hold on a second. What a dive. Baits the attention of the few spearmen left behind. Slows down any chase across the map. Does lose a horseman. Ooh, gonna lose 2. Not the most worthwhile exchange for Vortex, but if he doesn't want a horseman long term, it's kind of okay. But to the Varangian detail is very intriguing here. He's already got 5 melee armor against spears and 3 ranged armor against Chug. Chug will cap out at 5 damage per strike. So if he gathers enough to go level 2 armor, these Varangian are taking the minimum damage possible. Nicely done. Just using his champions to just milk a few spear kills here or there. Which is also fascinating because now that Marine Lord is getting distracted, his mindset might be, oh, he's trying to snipe my spears because he's building more cavalry. I think Marine Lord might be expecting cavalry archers here. And the Varangian is going to be a big gotcha moment for Vortex, potentially. Start marching in now. Archers reveal. Does he want to hide the Varangian still? He hasn't got the arrow slits. He has got the outpost, though. Nicely done. He hides it. So Varangian's still not known about. Horseman's still being a pain in the ass. And the Radari is almost here. We're 78 seconds away. Don't Chug melt feudal Varangian? What would make you think that? He's already got 3 armor. He can get to 4. And he'll have about 140 health. And he'll have movement speed. That's the key detail. Chug, if they bulk up big, you can argue they can kite and shoot. My concern here is you're going to be facing both Runestone and the champion eventually. That movement speed, like when these Varangian charge, they're going to be moving the speed of heavy cavalry. That's freaking scary. Now, granted, if Marine Lord can get insane numbers, like there's still that advantage where you see all the time where a man-at-arms like, you can't kill me, 4 spearmen just beat the crap out of them, sort of thing. And this is where the double techs in Macedonians is a very polarizing detail of Age of Empires. Because Nova Civ has that. Nova Civ has the ability to say, fine, I'm going to add an extra 10% health and an extra 2 armor in the feudal age. You have sprinklings of it, like, for example, the fact that Ottomans can get extra armor with their auras. But this is, like, all-encompassing, right? Marine Lord, he's pivoting now into Palace Guard. I thought he was going to be going Castle here. It looks like he's still thinking about it. Vortex, this is his time he's been waiting for. That's why Marine was adding in Palace Guard, right? He must have mapped it out. You play enough pro games against this Civ, you know exactly when they're going to get the champion. Hippodrome Radari, look at the speed. 1.24 now. They're faster than Chuk. Awesome raid on the back, just distracting again. Army marching forward, but it is only Varangian, remember. And also, he needs a first fight that's good. Because he needs to get enough kills to start dropping the runestones. So this is decent, but it's not full power. Armor 2's on the way. This is big. 30 seconds out for Buttered Chainmail. At that point, it's going to take you... What was it? 35? 40 shots to kill... Actually, more. It'll take you about 45 shots to kill a Varangian, I think it is. Someone check my map. That should be right. That's a lot of Chug shots to kill one Varangian. And he's flooding them. Oh, boy. Charge comes in. Gets the gap closed. Gets the hit. Spearmen take their place. Look how long it's taken to get these kills. The spears are holding on for the moment. That's key. Radari goes around the back. Horseman as well. Trying to bait some fire. He has got the runestone now. This would be big to drop it down. It gives extra damage as well. This is all about momentum. The concern here is, although they're fast when they get here, they are not fast on the way. Runestone drop is there. Ring of Roses with a Spearman. Buys some space. Does lose the Horseman. Radari champion is there. He's going to go for the snipe. Marine Lord not able to get the finishing touch. Has he shrunk him enough? There's no spears left. Only 5. 22 Chug is decent. And he has been slowed now. He doesn't have the champion in range. Needs more runestones, really. Has he ran out of charges already? Oh my god, he double dropped. No. That's not good. He needs 2 more kills, I think. Actually, it might be 3. Palace Guard is also wasting his time. They have extra melee armor. Chug count holding steady at 20. Radari champ can't participate anymore. Another runestone drop does come in. But he's wasting a lot of time on that Palace Guard. Marine Lord just outplaying him here. And it's starting to fall apart. Radiant not really achieving anything. No worker kills at all. And Vortex, if he wants to renew this pump, food could quickly begin to burn out here. Ladir's almost gone on the south side. He's just moved for the north. And I'm worried now, guys. I mean, the theory is cool, right? But you see what Marino's done so well. Positioning, kite, pulling away from the runestones after Vortex commits them. And then also just forcing that champion away. The champion was key. Chuk new count way too high now. Vortex forced to retreat. Yeah, I mean, so many elements here, right? Like, cool if you have the +2, but even then, kind of tricky to burst through quick enough. I think this is like a classic example of Macedonian economy getting out economy, you know? And this is why the Varangian cheese, like, it can look really broken, but it isn't always easy to pull off, as we're seeing here. Nothing to take away from Runelord. He played fantastically with this. Like, going into Chug, I thought Vortex was going to balance Bog Maffer originally, which would have stopped that. He didn't. He just went raw men at arms. Now, he looks as dead as a dodo. This many Chug should be 2 rounds of attacks to kill off a unit. From the time it takes you to gap close, like, this is the other thing. The runestones sound broken until you remember you have to keep getting kills for a temporary buff. And when you're playing mass melee, that's easier said. Gets the champion again. Outpost being rushed up. Does have the gap close this time. Champion looking for the snipes. Is going to absorb a lot of fire. Definitely not dead just yet. Dude, he's still struggling to keep up. Just remember, by the way, this is about to get buffed. Slight nerfs to Macedonians, but the thing I said in my video on this is I actually think Macedonia is going to be one of the biggest winners from the changes because of the men-at-arms buff where the Varangian will cost less food. I want to see if that struggles with economy. That's a huge boon for this type of play. About to get buffed? Yeah, their cost is going down. All men-at-arms costs are going down by 10 food. And now villagers. Oh, God. Yeah, this is like paper in the shredder. Why no archers? Because he thought he could flood men-at-arms. It's so difficult to balance 50-50 competitions with Macedonians because they really feel like the type of civ that has to fully invest in one thing at a time, because that's where the real advantage is. You get double the blacksmith decks. But now you see the negative of doing it. It's like, how do you get enough silver? In theory, there could have been a world where he got there with this, because he has, of course, been gathering a lot of gold for Varangian. But he just went ham-fist Varangian only. Now, he has got Golden Horn Tower coming in. Game definitely not over yet. Even berserked. Oh, all right. Oh, God. And yeah, he has the runestone just to run away. I think that's his only runestone. Also, wait, why does it say defeat 10 military units with Varangian when it's meant to be 5? Is that bugged? What's going on there? What? Please tell me that's just a UI bug. It legit says defeat 10, but it's meant to be 5. Rogan? Alright, Malno Academy's on the way. Radari production begins. It says 5? Yeah, no, but it says 5 and then it says 10. Do you not see the red text? That's weird. Not sure why it's showing 2 different numbers on the same tooltip, but okay. Cheeky move with the Radari champ, actually just using the axes. Very tanky now for the auto upgrade. The veterancy is there for the Varangian. These Varangian, you know, they've got more ranged armor, but remember, they were dying to just taking +1 damage every time anyway. Radari. Now we'll dive in. Oh, hello. Marine Lord, this is like the trade-off of not having pro scouts, right? Is you're just kind of stuck on the wide. And he did go infantry comp, so like smart move now by Vortex to pivot into the Radari, knowing his opponent couldn't really go spears. Marine Lord is reacting with the crossbows. Good answer to this. Vortex hasn't switched into Bogmatha. That's the problem of going men-at-arms into cav like this. Like, you don't have the silver to think about archers. Get scared away. Scary game now. I think Marine Lord, this crossbow switch up is going to be so frustrating for Vortex to deal with. Because I think food is about to run out, right? So like you can't just blob mass cavalry to try and overwhelm it. Not that that sounds like a great idea anyway. Hasn't got many people on wood, so it doesn't feel like we're ever getting archers here. He has at least got farm set up to give that longevity of food. And the gold also on the back is going to be a boon. Second time is 10 in total. Yeah, but why? It just feels like it's worded weirdly across the board, you know? When you read it like this, it's like, oh yeah, you always just get a runestone for 5 kills. If it's not the case, it should actually word that correctly. Vortex. Now just looking for raids, but we are starting to get the walls up from Marine Lord. We did talk about this as a value play for him. A little bit of stone gathering too. Probably just thinking about some hand cannon slits, right? It's good protection against cavalry. And the walls actually just in time here. Look what's happening. Spears are coming in behind. They aren't vetted. A few crossbows plus spears could do the damage. He has got crossbows arriving, so yeah, we'll scare him off. Positioning-wise, I just like Marine Lord's overall position a lot better, right? Like, he has central map control, so relic game should favor him. Where Vortex just spams Mango Towers, a cool idea, but you have to force it into a location, you know? Like, if you just build Mango Towers over here, I don't care, I'll just kill you here. Does that make sense? Like, Mango Towers are very toxic and are appropriately getting nerfed, but you need the position to justify it. So he could try to do that around the golds. Challenge is with your opponent winning the relic game, you're going to run out of gold first. 10 kills in the last patch. But they need, that's what I'm saying, they need to update the tooltip. Like, this reminds me of Dota. Dota 2 used to have this where you would literally, one of the best ones was a guy called Ursa had someone called Fury Swipes. And it would say that, like, the effect would last, like, 20 seconds. And then below it, it had a scaling percentile, like a scaling second thing based on the level of it, right? So it's like a classic one where devs, because they don't, when they first start doing it, because they don't attach the variable to the number, they then lose track of it in the other details. Because the requirements thing will be a variable, but in the description, it'll be just flat text. Meaning when you update it in the code, it doesn't update. He actually got a Varangian. Lasted about 2 seconds. But now the A-click. But look at the numbers. Vortex just so outnumbered. Tries to move in. Gets baited away on the Monk a little bit. Spears come in to waste a bit of time. Veterancy is in for them, but they're not going to last long against that. It's just all about the kite. 18 crossbows should allow him to insta-kill anything he target fires onto, but he's spreading his damage. He's shifting the crossbows away. Front-lining with the Chuke. Runestone's going to come through, though. Vortex isn't done yet. He's still pushing. Bogmaffer trading out. Target fire's been good. 14 crossbows remain. Can he keep this going? More archers behind this. More Radari. The count is lowering. Marine Lord doesn't feel like he's got quality on his side anymore. And the idle time! 52? Marine Lord has a lazy economy. Gets them back to work finally. But that idle time is going to be a kick to the nuts. Will be a reset. Can't dive past the TC anymore, but an insane fight out of Vortex and a much needed one at that. Most Chuga removed. Spear production, crossbows. This can all be countered by Bogmaffer. Monk, he's going to get denied before he gets through the wall. He can go for an axe throw if necessary. Eventually, that's coming home now. That's the first relic. Second one, close for Marine Lord. More archers are going to be on the way. Radari Champion 2. This game is a crazy one. It looked cut and dry for a second there, but Vortex looking to pull off the miracles. That was a sick push. Just shows you the potency of this health pool alone on the Radari. Up to 276 health. They just do not drop like flies. Why does no one heal their army? Because you need to build monks for that, and that's expensive. Like, that's gold going into healing instead of more units. There's a value point in it for sure. Usually the way you want to do this is like, you know, you get the relics and then you pull your monks somewhere safe to heal. Like, people always talk about healing like it should just happen because of Delhi and Ibids without remembering the variables that allow those two civs to do it so easily. Dervish move your army easily, and Delhi just have so many scholars, it's just a given. Not the same for the other civs. Bang, Warlord buys a tiny bit of time here. Bogmaffer should just be able to tickle from range. That's what you're looking for. Shoot, they don't have the extra bolt magazines, so super short range here. Continues. Horseman actually absorbing a lot of arrow fire. That's perfect for him. Buys a bit more time. Archer's just looking to get rid of the crossbows. Mainly just crossbows now. And he has got the ranged armor too. He's got 9 damage as well. He's going for the 10 damage. And he's breaking him. Vortex is doing this. I think we are about to see a Game 7 decider. That's sick. After what looked like a failed Varangian all-in, he discards the dive, he gets value out of the castle play, and then follows up with a classic 1-2 from Macedonians. Archer Knights. Gonna reset again, but the thing to remember, guys, is food is no longer a problem for Vortex. It is a critical concern for Marine Lord. He's only got this deer and these few berries here, and then he is out of food. The idol of walking over there just kicked him in the nuts. Yeesh. If he sees this, it's over. Palace Guard switch-up's interesting. Not the worst idea in the world. Although, remember, Bogmaffer can penetrate some of the armor. Vortex just showing you the Macedonians have still got more tricks to be discovered. Marine Lord has no army left, really. It's just trickle troopers, right? The crossbows, there's just a handful of them left over to deal with a few Palace Guard coming out. His own men-at-arms coming through, too. He has got one more injection of food, but, like, it's 40... Oh, my God. He's got 44 workers out here. This is like a minute of gathering. This is some Mew and Micah levels of shifting to new resources. God damn. And I think Vortex now knows. He probably saw the dead deer through the fog. He's going in for the killing blow. There's only one outpost here, guys. Runestones is what. This is just devious. The movement speed on these guys, 1.58. He's going to try to shift away. Vortex sees the mining camp. But the idle time alone is a killer. Especially now that Marine Lord is trying to spam spears. And the archers, they find the workers. They'll chase through now. You just need to kite away because the crossbows Chug aren't very fast at chasing. He's going to turn around for the fight anyway because he sees the numbers look good. All he needs to do is camp here. And it's happened again. Oh my god, his economy is not working. This strategy ain't working. Vortex has done it. After what looked like a deflated Varangian all-in, he shows you how to follow through with a double barrel shot to the gut. Oh, damn. Final game number 7 between these two. It may have taken remake after 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 remake. But it's all worth it. Whoa, I didn't say I cast... Whoa. Don't warp my words. Yeah, I said it was 4-2. I never said that I cast that matchup a lot. I actually said the opposite. We don't see Sushi versus Macedonians much. I then went on to say, like Macedonians should have the answers to Sushi, but then it, fell apart. I had myself covered. It's like I'm like one of those people that, gambles for the thrill, not to make money, and I just balance out my bets, so, I always win what I lose, you know? I'm gonna check if my kids are outside. It's so hot in here now. Oh my god, they're inside. I can open the door, they're inside. Alright, I'm gonna run a minute and a half of ads now for you guys. Great strat, the best strat. That's like smooth brain strat, you know? Wait, no, wrinkly brain strat. Yeah, wrinkly brain strats. I want to quote something interesting about the patch notes. They buffed infantry, and new Civ has their version of Pringles on Feudal, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you mean Palace Guard? Yeah. I mean, the goal basically has been with this patch to make Men-at-Arms relevant. The one that's about to drop in a few days. More than anything else, Men-at-Arms... So two primary focus points on what the upcoming patch on the 7th is meant to achieve. Step 1 is Men-at-Arms viable, and Step 2 is 2TC viable. If you look, if weed through the fluff around it, that's the two to hone in on. My video, I go over on my channel. Those are the two things, the biggest takeaways that people should be looking at. I'm gonna say 2TC is gonna be the full new meta, but it's looking more applicable. Especially the insane buff to the cost of stone. I think you're gonna see Roos coming back into the meta now in a big way. The easiest Civ to 2TC with, the Civ that was originally the reason why stone cost got increased, can now 2TC unharassed again. It's crazy. Alright, what we got? Roos versus Jean. Let me double check what the snipes were. So Marine Lord chose China. Roos got sniped on China. Sengoku, Jean got sniped on Sengoku. To be expected. So you quote about the Golden Gate dude. It's crazy. The thing you guys have to realize is when 2TC got nerfed on stone cost, that was the Civ that drove that cost nerf. It was Roos. It shows you how weird Roos's position has to be that they were willing to completely rewind that change. right? I mean, in fairness, 2TCs, compared to then has got less range and less garrison slots, sure, but like overall it's crazy that we just kind of came full circle on that one. Hotkey for delivery resources is also huge, absolutely. But that's like that's the amount of fluff around that. That's not just like TC effect, that's everything effect, That's not changing a meta, that's just quality of life. You get what I mean? The really big thing to focus on is like what changes the meta. Like, this is like, if you guys ever want a learning lesson about how big that can change all the civs, look no further than when Pro Scouts got buffed. When Pro Scouts got that quality of life improvement that made it viable, and then some of the maps that are in rotation, all of a sudden, like, the power dynamics of which civs work and which didn't completely flipped. Kinji not a meme? We'll see. I'm still not 100% sold on Kinji. I think situation they're okay. The way I describe them is like, imagine you were playing Mongols and you could only build Magadai 5 minutes into feudal. You're probably not building Magadai. Jeez, what's Farman's obsession with stocks right now? This guy got like a secret stock brokering channel I don't know about. It's time to decide the champion of EWC. That's right, folks. We are back for the grand final showdown between Marine Lord in the pink as the Rus facing off against the Spanish Stallion. It's Vortex in the red playing as Jean d'Arc. I cannot believe this. Jean to decide his fate in the grand final showdown against the best player in Age of Empires 4. Nobody could have predicted this. We're on the brand spanking new map. It's 3 little pigs. Think of it as a better version of the pit. You've got water to separate into 3 lanes. You can use transport ships to normandy your way through. And you've got that fat tree line that usually makes Rus feel great, whereas most maps make them feel trash. Let's see who's going to be coming out on top in this thrash between the two, because it's required all 7 games to conclude. Marine Lord may be the favorite, but Vortex is the reigning champion in the Opposers World Cup. And with a pick like Jean on a player like Vortex, you can never be too certain of exactly what's going to happen. So, for those seeing 3 little pigs for the first time, this is an interesting map. You have got deer at the front of your base, both players playing towards them. You've got deers in the corner, a lot of wood behind you. Gold is more of the limiting factor. Safe gold, anyway. There is only 1 8k gold vein on this entire map, and there is 0, I repeat, 0 fishing, as well as 3 boars instead. So there's a lot of things to play out on the map for. Vision, you've also got Ronin camps in the corners. We've been seeing this a few times already in this tournament. I've got to say, love the map. Entertainment Central. Some of the strategies we've seen revolving around transport ships has been an absolute joy. Let's see what we're going to get out of these two. Hunting cabins did get buffed, remember. They used to be 100 wood, now 75, so this doesn't hurt as much anymore than Rus. And he's already making up for it by slapping down hunting cabins on that back tree line, so generating extra gold income there. Yeah, it really does just feel like a better version of the pit. So for those who don't remember the pit, it was that map that had the cliffs instead of the water here. You had tree lines all the way around the exits, and you had trade posts and gold veins in the corner. So no trade posts here. Kind of like a less defensive form of the pit. That's why I usually call it Pit 2.0. It definitely plays different, but the concept of like looking at it as a map on what it's meant to do, I like what this offers up a lot more. So Jean tech up begins. It's going to be a school of cavalry a little bit far forward. Absolutely fine though. You know, like if you're in a position where you're losing this, you probably lost the game. And Rus should be looking for that golden game. Reload always handled Rus civilization well. Vortex always been aggressive. I mean, Reload handles himself well on every civ, right? I think, Rus in more recent times has been seen as a defensive civ, but doesn't need to here. In fact, you can see, to hell with defense, he goes for the ball pool. Love the positioning. Drops it next to the trees. So you can drop a hunting cabin here to generate gold. And it's going to be a Kremlin build. Okay, I thought he just wouldn't fortress this up. We've seen a few Rus players doing forward bases on this map. I didn't expect this. And his smart move, he gets rid of the boar now so that Vortex can't pull the boar to screw over the tech. Okay, that's pretty sick. Kremlin Central. Really different approach. I guess maybe he's worried about the timing of a first night getting there before he'd set up a wooden fortress, because you need to spend another 175 wood, right? Not to mention the hunting cabin, which is another 75. So, like, if you're rushing the wooden fortress, you're going to be slightly later in your tech timing too. It kind of makes sense. Is Kremlin good now? Not really. Not many people would go for it. I think it's situational because of the boar here. We've got 2 civs that are going to need to find food. And they're going to need to find it out on the map. Not really a map where you necessarily want to pro scouts, because you basically only have 7 deer that you'd be pro scouting on your side. So you can get a total of 14 deer, but the other 7 are on the other side of the map. You're going to lose like half of the food getting these home, even if you could. Not to say we haven't seen pro scouts. It's definitely come out a few times. But it feels like a devalued play on this map. Jean, is he going for an outpost rush? He is. Wait, hold a second. Lock in. We've got a Jean outpost rush here. And you can't kill her. She has 150 HP. He's got 5 on stone. He's absolutely going for an outpost rush with Jean. Oh, and the positioning with arrow slits. That is pixel perfect, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's like... So, Kremlin value devalued. Wow. And you... Like, it's not like you pull militia, guys. He could summon the militia, but 2 militia would not kill Jean quick enough. She has 150 HP, but she also builds quicker. 33% quicker. So you can see right there, like, it's usually going to take a minute. It only takes her 40 seconds to build an outpost. Honestly, I think the one play Marine Lord would have had against this is to rush the outpost and burn it, but he doesn't have wheelbarrow, and he knew knights were following this up. So way too dangerous, right? And now I assume he's going to garrison the knights in the outpost to try and snipe villagers until arrow slits completes. There you go. Yep. Just going to repair it up with Jean. Jean is ready for level 2. He's just going to make sure he gets the most value here before upgrading her. And it is going to be a range Jean, which makes sense. There's a risk your opponent goes knights against your knights alongside something else. This gives you the means to snipe high-value units. And also against defensive play like Kremlin, it gives you a way of sniping in underneath this thing too. Oh, I totally forgot about these. He's got the baby berries. Well, yeah, because he can't... Like, this is the other weird thing, guys. He can't leave. He legit can't leave. And he lost the villager already. How do you get out of here without forcing Jean and knights away? He needs a bunch of spears. This is such a sick strat. In a game 7, Vortex is just looking to stomp him out before we even get through to mid-game. With a villager, a civ, a hero that just doesn't get picked. That doesn't get respected. Oh my god, no. He hasn't built another hunting cabin. Another worker down! The divine smiting of Jean. -2 now. The idle time as well, all just hurts. Body blocks. That's kind of sick. Difficult, though. Knight's coming to reinforce, so with that assistance, that should be good enough to scare him off. He's even going to get the kill. Vortex is playing his cleanest game, actually, of the series. Knight's now rallying around. He knows about the deer. Jean is low, yes, but scouts... Well, move a wolf, maybe. For the knights, they'll go in. They outnumber! Alright, that's dead spears. He still has Divine Restoration pump after this, too, right? It's coming off cooldown 10. So, Marine Lord, like, what have you got here? You've got 12 sheep. That's not too bad. But, like, that's it. Your opponent's playing deer in the corner already. He's blocked your deer play. Marine Lord is having to face the reality of the situation, which is he's going to run out of food first. Scout play is kind of an interesting idea. Difficult, though. Knights do get the kill. What crazy. We do have Wooden Fortress coming up at home because Marine Lord has not had influx of wood increase this whole entire time, right? So you can't think about switching archers. Not that you would here. You want to get mass spears, but spears also cost a bit of wood. Only has 6 seconds of TC idle time. Oh, he's locked in, man. That's the type of thing that creeps up on him as time goes on. That's why, like, Vortex... You know, we always talk about looking threatened in the first 10 or 15 minutes, because that's when, after that, you start to see that creep in of, uh-oh, idle time. We're not there yet. We're in peak Vortex window of opportunity. Great guard point. He sends out a knight and a scout to patrol the deer. Spears are going to be moving out there now, as he already suspects it. And archer production begins for Vortex. Knights now being queued up by Marine Lord, but remember, Roost Knights are worse than French. He could just come over here. In fact, that is what he's planned to do. Do we have Chivalry? We do not have Chivalry yet. It's just such a depressing Kremlin. All right, guys, we're going to need more Kremlin buffs. I know they're about to get hand cannon in here, militia, and Castle Age, but we might need more. Wait, the villagers? They're going wide for the ball. All right, Wooden Fortress first, then. Because if you don't Wooden Fortress first, you will die to knights. That's 7 spear versus 7 knights. Make it 8. Oh, God. The Wooden Fortress, it needs to go up now. Force down. He's blocking himself. The knights are coming. They go for the charge in. They get them in charge. And now they'll be able to move past this. John's about to catch up as well. Shots coming through there. The Wooden Fortress is not going to be quick enough. A dive onto the workers. Divine Restoration pump to guarantee it. And that is it. GG in. Ladies and gentlemen, Vortex, your back-to-back EWC champion. I hope this game is too... Nah, dude. 2 hours long? Like, we called it. What was it? It feels like 10-minute GG. 10 minutes and 5 seconds. GG! Oh, what a legend. Mate, shout out to Vortex. Never fell too far behind the series. Just a lot better looking Vortex today than yesterday, to be honest. No, last time, rather, to be honest. I think the reconnects was kind of getting to him and scrambling the ideas. But Super 6 series, shout out to both the lads, man. You always want to see that. You want to see a Grand Finals goes all the way. No one wants a 4-0 stomp. That's boring. Even if we had been heading towards that, like 4-0, 4-1, the first 2 games were incredible. Interview where? I don't even know if there'll be an interview. But, you know, once again, shout out to the EWC organizers. So Stopper, him and his team were the ones who organized this. How much money does he win? I think it's 40% of a $2,000 prize pool. I can't remember. I heard rumors they went up to 3.5k, but I don't see that on the Liquipedia. So yeah, assume he got $1,000 for that win. Marine Lord gets 500. BC got the 250, and then Anatan got the 150. Man, GG's. A great way to end this cycle of AoE4 before we get into the next DLC, which is dropping in just a few days, actually. We've got... Where is it? Be nice if my page worked. Yufei in 3 days? 4 days. I might do a campaign stream of this. We'll see. I quite like the last campaigns, the more recent campaigns. 4 new maps, 2 new biomes, some interesting new units. All to come in just a few days. Let's raid Stopper. Yeah. Let me see. Well, because I think he might be going offline now, right? Is the thing. I'm assuming he goes offline now. So we'll figure out who we're going to raid momentarily. That is going to be it for now. Maybe some streams this week. If not, we should have plenty of streams next week. Because obviously there's going to be the Homestead Cup, which I'll cast a bunch of the games on this channel of that. But for YouTube, I'm getting the stream now. Thank you very much for everyone who tuned in. Twitch, hang around though, because we'll find someone to raid so you keep having the fun. Or we could go play some Olden Era. I haven't